All right, let's do a cheers to the Sobeys and Safer Liquid Beer for the podcast.
Be right again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
It's the 6 o'clock check-in. Come on, let's go. It's the AM nasty big hello. It's not static AM radio. It's the Coolbet Red Hot Nielson Show. Let's go. Everybody tuning in, even my wife.
Mommy likes too.
And those Macromala intros are cutting like a knife. Hey, it's Mitch texting in, he's your dealer for life. Let's crack at 6 o'clock and log in with some sirloin bites.
Yes, Trev. 6:05. It is the Nielson Show with Lieutenant Eric and Wil Fraser.
I think we have a different name for it.
Well, it is, but usually that's reserved for like the extended, hey, I'm Dustin, I'm gone for a month. Which you will be gone for a couple of weeks now during the Christmas season. But, this is my final show, so just to kind of get all that branding in for one show.
Yeah.
I mean, Wil Fraser joins me this morning. Lieutenant Eric, YouTube Trev behind the monitors is keeping everything locked down here. Nasty chat's humming. I said to Dusty yesterday, we actually had a visit from Santa Claus in the studio as well yesterday.
Wow.
If you can believe it.
He is real.
Well, and he was also at Southport Chevrolet yesterday as well. He got around. But I was saying to him, yesterday was the day. We had our little 6 o'clock Christmas party. I told you, listeners and viewers outside tailgating in the parking lot, in the snow.
Super upset I missed that.
Cabbage rolls, pierogies, the whole bit. It was a great day. Listener, in fact, came by, Sarah. And it was a Christmas miracle, actually. She got her car stuck in the parking lot. And the whole team went out. And we put her in neutral. Gager led the chorus. And we all kind of got her out. Zach went to get his shovel and missed the entire thing. But it was really one of those things where
Guys, I got this. I'm gonna go get a shovel.
That's exactly what he did, and then we congratulated him, in a spirit of fun.
Yeah.
But it really brought home the season for me, and we had some good food, some good drink, and some cheer. But you really don't have Christmas season until you help others, right? And that type of, that type of thing,
what?
the charitable angle.
You're not wrong. It definitely warms the cockles.
It warms the cockles. I love saying that, but it kind of felt like that was it. Like it was kind of like, this is a good time to step off into the
Feliz Navidad. I am out of here.
Bon chance, right?
Bon chance.
I said that to Sarah.
It's
she
not
drove
a thing
up.
for Christmas,
but
it sounds Christmassy.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah,
like Neil Diamond's Holy Holy.
It's got the ring of Christmassy.
Yeah, you can pass it through. But one more show with me. Wil Fraser will be here tomorrow. You'll be back Monday, correct? With Matthew. This should be interesting. You think today's show is going to be a gas?
Yeah.
Friday and Monday is just going to be.
We're just talking global politics for 3 hours. It'll be riveting.
Well, you have some other things we're going to go to today. Of course, it is an Oilers game day, which is going to take precedence as it should. Oilers and an 06 Bruins in here. I mean, you always love those nights, hey? The Rogers place will be crawling with the blue and gold. Well, they'll be coming in there.
Yeah, well,
my dad's a fan.
Honestly,
and then
surviving the days of the Oilers being just a terrible hockey team
when they would have, maybe 12,000 people in the stands, and an original 6 team would come in, and there would be 12,000 of those fans, and then 5,000 Oiler fans. I instinctively recoil from original 6, but not anymore, right? Like Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, that is an Oilers building now every single night. When the original 6 teams now come in, you're kind of like, it's cute.
Well, you can get a little more.
They've got their team too.
You can get a little more for those tickets as well when you're selling them. That's the thing too for people. You always see them. I know you do it. You still do it.
Sure, you do.
And it's a good atmosphere. So we'll get all going on that game as well.
And if you're like a northern Western Canada hockey fan,
it's your only chance to.
What are you giving the kid for Christmas if it's not tickets to go see the Bruins take on the Oilers?
Sure.
Your favorite Bruins team. If you're, old Sparky what's-his-face from Prince Albert. This is Merry Christmas, kid.
Yeah.
Here you go.
The None of It flag will be by the glass.
We're going to the
whatever.
big city.
Yeah,
we're gonna get the NASA room at the Fantasyland Hotel. We're gonna see
live it up.
Dad's old Bruins take on.
Let the juices run down your neck.
That young punk Connor McDavid.
Sure.
Cam Neely wouldn't let him skate around like that.
You were in here for the Bruins coaching change when the Joe Sacco era began. So it's kind of funny. It all comes full circle now here that Sacco and his Bruins are in town tonight. We got the Orange and Blue Breakfast coming up in the third hour. The Nasty Chat, as I mentioned, is pumping. Wheels is in. He'll be at the game tonight. He says, it's the Owl and F show. I'm taking wagers. How long will Dusty be gone for this time? A month? 2 months? I say 3 weeks. Well, he's off for 2. It is Christmas, Wheels. He's going home to see his family, and most people do take time off during Christmas. So
but is he?
It is excused. Well, no Spengler this year. I don't know if you were in the loop on that.
I know. I talked to him the other week about it.
He's cranbrooking it. He's going to see the old boys at the bar type of thing. It's going to be one of those. I look forward to the stories from that.
He is just what he is pumped about is that someone's going to look after his kids for him for a couple of weeks. And so then he gets to do what he wants.
Yeah, spending Christmas with his kids. Yes, yes, of course, yeah. Dwayne from Twain, the Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999. Sparky, what's his face? I know that guy, he says. So, you
from PA?
Probably, yeah.
He works at the prison. Yeah.
Sure. Want to let you know as well, South Fort Chevrolet, drive a little, save a lot. Out in Fort Saskatchewan. Santa even got out there yesterday. I saw he was hearing some wishes from some kids, some pets as well, as pet-friendly Santa visit. But they've got the Upgrade Your Sleigh campaign running for the month of December, which we are still in, promoting the following. 2025 Equinox, Trax, and Traverse. Now we have a bunch of en route, and they won't last long either. 2025 Silverado Custom with payments as low as $199 bi-weekly. You can see them for details as well. And the best discounts on 2025 Silverados, they will not be beat. They also have the holiday giveaway days leading up to Christmas. If you can, people follow them on Instagram and Facebook. They have a great social media account there at South Fort Chevrolet. And you can win great prizes like a Thule box, the Thule. Thule. Mm-hmm. But it looks like Tool. It's like a neat little.
Sure.
Yeah. Thule box. And Fraser Brothers gift cards as well.
Delicious.
Right up your alley there.
Yeah.
And free winter tires.
Cured meats.
Oh, absolutely.
From their smokehouse.
Yep. Free winter tires as well. They also got the holiday toy drive on right now. I don't believe that ended yesterday with Santa. It's only the 19th. We still got a couple of days, so go check them out today. South Fort Chevrolet, drive a little, save a lot. www.southfortchev for details as well. Of course, the Nielson / Lieutenant Eric show, always presented by the fine folks out at South Fort Chev. Yes, Oilers game day. Want to run through the rest of the show with you. It's pretty light. We have a lot of room for movement, so if you kind of want to steer this thing into any crevices and corners that you wish today, 780-218-9999. Once again, the Paris Jewelers inbox, and or the Nasty Chat on YouTube. If you are watching YouTube this morning, hit that thumbs up and give us a sub. If we reach 11,000 subs by Christmas Day, Dusty eats a pickled herring. That's the deal. He ate a shrimp. Yes, we had a shrimp ring. There's still a half shrimp ring in the fridge if you want to pick at it.
Well, that'll be safe.
The breaks here. But
very iodine-y.
That's why Fergie's prostate didn't partake. But he had a shrimp Santa had a shrimp through the beard. He ate it through the beard, with the sauce.
That's what you want. You want that sauce. Brush and the...
I know, you want the sauce.
You want that sticking around for next year when you put that on.
Exactly, that's what I said. Use it, I said. We got the Crack Pack for Wayne's coming up this hour, just after the morning announcements as well. A couple of trades in the NHL and a little bit of action on the ice. The NBA will pick back up tonight.
Why does Santa smell like the sea?
Shut up, kid. There was a fly in the beard yesterday when he actually brought it in, and he took it off. How many opportunities do you have to have a real fly, not a prop?
Yeah, this time of year. You've been saving that.
Yeah, exactly.
You raised that thing from a maggot.
We have the final two in the Wayne's Advent Calendar. 23. Do you want 23 or 24?
Oh, I'm the older of the two of us, so 23 is what I want. Yeah.
Yesterday, YouTube Trev snapped a young gun Kirill Kaprizov, which
That's not bad.
You slab that puppy. You got to have that in the casing, the vault.
I bet that's worth a couple bucks.
Oh yeah.
I looked it up.
When I say a couple bucks, I mean actually just a couple of bucks.
Well, you're
it's,
taking the low end.
A few people were selling it for like $200 on eBay. I
Knock
saw.
it off.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Knock it off.
It's a huge.
It's a big one. I'm pretty proud of that poll.
But
Not gonna lie.
So just sell
Makes
it.
me feel good.
yeah, you flip it now.
Yeah, I might.
Flip it now because that's not going to appreciate.
The bubble might.
Like
burst.
20 years from now, no one's asking for the Kirill Kaprizov.
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
I think you might be on to
No,
something.
he's
Will.
coaching the Bruins.
You get
20
it
years
graded.
from now.
Get it graded. Be playing Dynamo.
Yeah.
But we'll be cracking these final 2 days for Wayne's. What the hell? 23 and 24, so hopefully we get another banger today. The fan zone as well for fans
fan
first.
zone.
If you're looking to get to tonight's game, Bruins and Oilers for an affordable price, fans first is where you go. We'll have more on that at around 6:40. Our guest of the day, and
Or today's guest.
well, it is but also the guest.
Yeah. No, listen.
It's the soup of the day, but the only soup on the menu.
Right.
Yeah. Bruce Boudreau will
It's
join
the
us.
soup du jour.
Sure. 7:05. We'll ask Bruce his
that sounds good.
Christmas plans. No Italian Center today. That'll be tomorrow with Maddie. You can really.
Yeah.
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 Give it to me.
That's good. Yeah.
You know, Zach still mumbles that around the halls here. You really got an earworm with him in there.
Wow.
Bruce Boudreau will be by. We'll talk Bruins, Oilers. We'll talk some other things. A full NHL roundup with Bruce. Coolbet Canada hotline of the day. I got beef for Corey the Butcher and Acme Meats. I think most of that beef jerky has been eaten in the fridge. But I know Will came in here red hot this morning, and you got a few things to say today. Hey, save the good stuff for 7:30.
Yeah.
I got beef.
I've got issues. I've got issues with the attention war that is being waged every day in this world.
War.
There's a war for your attention. It's what Facebook and all of social media is built upon. Yeah, everything. Everyone is competing for. Hell, we're competing for your attention right now. And there is something that deserves your attention that, for whatever reason, isn't getting it here in North America, and it hurts me. It hurts my heart, and we'll talk about it later.
Stick around for that. Following I Got Beef is That Hurts. So you can kind of parlay that topic into the...
Yeah. It does hurt. Actually, it hurts my wife more because she has to
It hurts the ears.
rant about it.
Kind of easy trivia and 3 questions too many. You know how we do when Dusty's away. Will be supplying the questions today for kind of easy trivia. So start thinking, start studying, brush up on that. You already got something down there too.
Well, the problem is I came in and as we do around here before the show begins, we're just riffing.
Sure.
And now I've got dirty work stuck in my head.
Yeah.
And that's all I want to talk about now.
It's funny because... who's that girl from Melrose Place that Norm Macdonald was on there with Conan?
On Conan O'Brien.
It's one of the best 7
she
minutes
was there
of
to promote
network television history.
like head of the board or something like that.
Chairman of the board with Carrot Top.
Chairman of the board with Carrot Top.
Yeah.
And she knew it was a dud. And Conan he was a worker then, right? Like he's just trying to keep his booking person happy.
He had questions.
And had questions. And the flaw was that he allowed Norm Macdonald to stick around on the couch. And he kills it.
Are you talking about Melrose Place? So it's funny that you brought up dirty work today because it's kind of on that. That's how life goes.
Yeah.
Hour number 3, once again, 3 questions, kind of easy trivia. Fired up as well. You're also fired up with this topic that you also had beef with and hurts you. So we're going to go into...
All I know is things could be worse. I could have had my nose bitten off by a Saigon whore.
Yes, and it is the 6 o'clock hour, so we can be forgiven for discussing that subject matter. The Orange and Blue Breakfast will take a deeper dive into the Oilers and Bruins. Also, we'll pair that with your Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge Pick'em. It is the final Thursday that I will be at Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. I've been there all season, Monday and Thursday, giving you the chance to win some NFL jerseys, some great food, and which will really hit hard today. The free heated underground parking is available, but the
good
final
game
ride tonight.
Good game.
Broncos are playing some great football. The Chargers need a win.
Yes.
They need a win. They're at home. If they're wearing those dark blue jerseys, I'd take the Broncos. They haven't done anything. They haven't done squat in those dark blue jerseys.
Yeah.
But we'll have your chance to win a GC to the Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge with Central Casino Pick'em. Marmot Ski Report, Marmot Basin Ski Report. You're first, and this is because you are no stranger
Just
to
out
the
there last week,
to the
man.
hill. I love it. Why do we need Brian Rowe to send us
Yeah, in
updates?
fact-
You can give us.
Yeah, in fact, last week at this very time, I was on my way to ski Marmot.
Now you go for the day trip, or you stay overnight type of thing, or
I do
what you-
both.
Yeah.
Last week I was en route to pick up the kid from Kamloops. Had my brother-in-law, one of my besties, riding shotgun with me, and we decided to do a quick
Just like that?
just like 3 hours.
But you decided as you're like you
No.
know,
No.
I got the skis in the thing.
This was it.
Okay.
Like we were going to ski at Sun Peaks the following day, and so it was just kind of like, well, we're driving by. Let's see what's up in Marmot. So we took a couple of fresh laps down at Marmot, and then continued on through. So
Well, you can feel free to add to the report that Brian will send in.
it's my home hill.
I know, and that's why we.
Yeah.
It's
the people of Jasper consider me a local. So
I know we're getting inside, but the wife and I come January.
Are you going?
I got to get back out there.
you got to tell me when you're going.
It pulls
'cause
me and it
I'll
calls
go
me.
with you. And
Well,
we'll-
I don't know about that. We can just kind of.
listen. This is just between you and me.
Yes.
Okay. No one's listening right now.
Do we have to stay in the same room?
No. Like we go there and we'll go to the Legion.
What goes on at the Legion, Will?
Everything. Live music.
Huh?
They've got great beer.
Yeah.
They've got darts.
Darts. Yeah, we got a dartboard here now too.
Do you?
We have an arcade game. We have 2 portraits, oil paintings that were given yesterday by
Honestly.
listener Jared. Did you see those things when you?
This is just for Jasper locals. Okay, as a Jasper local.
Oh, you
myself,
get in. You get a card.
Like,
yeah.
like it's the Legion. Like we let the tourists go to the other places, and we show up at the Legion.
The museum's pretty nice
I've heard that.
with the taxidermied
I have heard that. Yeah.
mink and everything
Yeah,
else like that. George Conlon says, "Welcome back, Will, with 1L. Will is back, Easy says. I was wondering how long they were going to let that dusty guy fill in for. During the...
That's funny.
We aren't in winter yet, are we? During this fall
back
season.
a full month?
Well, no, like during fall, I think you've been here more than he has.
Yeah,
like during the whole autumnal, that type of thing, if you do the math. Which, whatever. I mean, that's...
Right. Sure.
That's life finds a way.
Yeah.
Paris Jewelers inbox once again, 780-218-9999. Have they got a deal for you? 22 stores, 4 provinces across Canada. Star Wars, Marvel, wedding bands. They got the early Black Friday. It's on now, 70% off. I think that's still going on. They also do not pay until 2026 in stores. 4-carat oval diamond solitaire. Solitaire. We were in for this one. Only $79.99. While quantities last, a portion of sales from the holiday collection will be donated to Make-A-Wish Foundation of Canada as well. So go see Paris Jewelers today. I know they got a lot of good stuff for the holidays. If you're looking, Paris Jewelers and all that. And I mean, this was the time of year that I proposed to my sweetie. Now my wife. We're still successfully married down at Candy Cane Lane. So just speaking from experience, if you're looking to propose, do it now. Then you can go and see the family, and she can show off the ring, and everybody's a happy camper.
You know what? It's a really good point.
It's a good time.
If you are planning to pop the question, and you're also planning on taking this special someone to see the family,
It's a double whammy. It's
don't suffer through a holidays of. So when are you guys gonna make this official?
well, bam,
Yeah,
bam, and you shove it in their face
You
and like, ooh, yeah.
preemptively. You shut down that conversation.
It's one of the best Christmas ever because all I did was lean back.
Yeah.
And, oh, look at this
Yeah.
guy. He must make some money.
He's making him a respectable woman out of her. Yeah. We were real worried there for a while. She was going to end up a spinster, but thanks to you.
You pay all that there? Yeah. Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
Hey, LTE. St. Louis, Nash, I'd assume Nashville, and others making bold trades. Why are the Oilers waiting when they need a D-man or two? The price will only get higher. comes in from Coyote Steve, getting right down to the brass tacks here on the nasty chat. Will, your thoughts on that one?
It's only 6:22, Coyote
Well, I know
Steve.
we're kind of just getting warmed up here. 6 o'clock hour. It's my last day. Thought we'd have a little fun, but he wants to kind of get into the meat, the heart of the order.
There might be a difference in desperation between the hockey teams that you're talking about in the Edmonton.
Yeah, let's just say again, St. Louis, Nashville, and then others. So I would assume the others, like Seattle getting Capo Caco yesterday, would be.
Like Nashville's just dumping. St. Louis is
an Alexander Carrier, an Oilers smoke last year. There was a bit of so another one off the board.
Yeah, great.
Okay,
awesome.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah.
But Nashville, St. Louis.
Yeah, there are the deck chairs on the Titanic type moves, which is what Nashville is doing. There is the throwing stuff against the wall and seeing if anything sticks, which is what St. Louis is doing. And none of those apply to what the Edmonton Oilers are trying to do, which is win a Stanley Cup. That's the only focus of the Edmonton.
Well, and we've talked, too, that they played their way out of this pressure now.
Right.
As of late. I mean, again, I don't know when you were in last and kind of what the temperature was, but you were professing to YouTube Trev.
Yeah,
we would come in here. Boy, do you remember? Up and down, up and down. And we were like,
what a roller coaster that poor kid was
I don't
on.
think they're a playoff team.
Yeah, I know.
And then the next thing, they're going to be, how many games who are they taking?
This is not a... Yeah, it's just like, can we it's November. It's November.
It's been a hell of a week for the Oilers.
Yeah.
Aside from that Panthers game, which, again, wasn't bad. It was just a high-event, weird, random game that was fun to the neutral.
It was how any winning streak ends.
Yeah.
Right? Like when you're playing good hockey, that's how a winning streak ends. You just get caught up in an emotional battle. You lose your structure. Evan Bouchard does an Evan Bouchard sort of thing. Yep. And it costs you. And in no ways do you use that as a measuring stick on needs and wants. You use, as the head coach does, some sort of 8 or 10 or 5 game sample. And when you look at 8 or 10 or 5 game samples...
Knobloch speaks of that routinely,
of this team, this is a team that is trending upwards. And not only that, but Darnell Nurse is taking away a lot of the desperation to add a defenseman. When you have a guy who is playing Norris caliber defense, and Darnell Nurse is playing Norris caliber defense right now. It's not just that, he's finally playing well. No. He is playing best defenseman in the NHL type of defense right now. When you combine his size, his physicality, the amount of points, like that backhand pass that he sent over to Draisaitl, that is unreal, the level that he has achieved. And now, if it's just that he is finally healthy, which is what the Whisper campaign is.
And that pass isn't even playing defense, though. Those are the moments where you can argue, hey, he's trying to do too much in the past, but knock it off.
Exactly.
And now he's executing it.
Right? He was always attempting it and then getting caught.
Yeah.
Now he's attempting it and pulling it off.
Exactly.
And so if you've got 3 defensemen that are playing top 3 defensive type games, and they do, they have a top 3 defenseman. Their top 3 defensemen are as good as anyone else's top 3 defensemen when you go around the NHL. And when you've got a Brett Kulak who's playing as productive as he is in whatever role they throw at him, it's not even like you're going, well, Brett Kulak needs to find his comfort zone. They are throwing him all over the ice, and he seems to be thriving on it.
Nurse is playing good because he has good partners now, and you can even, I'll throw in Stetcher and Emberson to that pile as well, and playing over top of expectations maybe that should have been placed on them. I'm not saying they're lighting the world on fire.
Emerson has completely replaced Cody Ceci in that he is the offensive lineman of defensemen in the NHL. Right? There are some guys that you want to have stick out, and there's other guys that you want to be offensive linemen. And when I say that, it's this. If you watch a football game and you notice an offensive lineman...
That's bad.
It's a bad thing, right? You want to end your football game going, I couldn't tell you who was playing offensive line for my football team. And Emberson, that's the type of hockey he's playing right now. You are not noticing him, and that's exactly what you want from a 5 or 6 defenseman. He is just doing exactly what he's supposed to do. So, do they need to add a defenseman for this season? No. Do they need to add a defenseman to win a Stanley Cup? Probably.
Yeah, later on. And again, to Coyote Steve, I don't think that's why and he says bold trades. I don't really, the bold is a strong word. But the price will only get higher. Well, that's...
Yeah.
Sure, but They're in a different realm right now, and again, they will wait and they will buy the price might get higher, but they are not in a position where they need to be
right. The
bent
price
over
will
the
get
barrel.
higher on a higher quality hockey player.
Yeah.
Like this is not a team that you're sitting there going, you know what they need? They need a number 5 defenseman, and then they can win a Stanley Cup. They have a number 5 defenseman. If that's all that they need, they already have their team. And you can add that guy at the deadline for a 3rd round draft pick. If you're saying that this is a team that needs to add a top 2 defenseman, that's a bigger ask.
Rip City Step says, when is the Will Reed's Das Kapital segment?
Yeah.
Box Pounder says, after the Reeves hit, Nurse woke up and asked what his name was. The trainer said, Chris Pronger. That's my theory. Box Pounder, you texted in. You might be winning a GC to A&W this morning, which it is Oilers game day, which means the special is on today. $5 Mama Burger and fries at participating A&Ws.
Come on!
It's one of the best deals in town. I know we talk a lot about things. We have a lot of great sponsors on here with a lot of great deals. But $5 for Mama Burger and fries. Très bien.
Yeah. Bon chance.
Bon chance. Let's get into the crack pack quickly. We'll have a sports update. Triv will get you going on everything that happened in the NHL. Of course, we've got an NFL game to set up as well today. You can join me Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge later tonight. Broncos and Chargers. And Triv will have a sports update coming up in a matter of minutes. But let's crack these packs real quickly here. Once again, it's Wayne's Sports Cards. What do you got
Little
here?
upper decky. 2021-2022 Young Guns rookie cards in this.
It is late in the season, but these advent calendars, if you're looking for something next year as well, you kind of want to get on a list. This is where it's at. You can add the chocolate, you can add the booze. We already had the beer theory. You're getting those skunky ass, whatever they are, and they're old and dusty. These boxes are great. Different cards, different packs every day leading up to Christmas. We're doing 23 and 24 today. 2015-16 Upper Deck Series 2, which is what I'll be cracking.
Ooh, and you got the older one. See, I was trying to, because I can pronounce the names of those older players.
Yes, I can. And I cannot.
No, I
Peter Holand?
Yeah, I can't pronounce the newer players.
Okay, yeah.
I only know the older ones. John Marino. Yeah.
What could have been.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, there's your answer, Coyotes.
Yeah,
hey,
because I need to deal with that from Oiler fans.
the help
today.
was in the house.
Yeah. Oh, why didn't we hang on to him? He didn't want to be here. Ooh, a little Tom Wilson.
Okay.
Little. That's ironic. That's ironic. PK Subban when he was still an NHLer.
Okay, and a New Jersey Devil.
And
PK
a New Jersey
Subban.
Devil.
Yeah, I like
PK
that.
Subban.
Add it to the pack.
Yeah. Let's see. I've got a young gun.
Oh, boy. Sometimes you get a real good young gun, and sometimes it's Sisters of the Poor.
Jasper Weatherby from the San Jose Sharks.
I believe it's Jesper.
I'm calling him Jasper because that's how it's spelt. Quite a young gun. Wow.
You did say these modern names, though. We'll get
this was 22-23, and all these guys have been hit by trains. John Klingberg.
Hey, what could have been as well, right?
Exactly.
We always...
Andrzej Kopitar.
Old sunken eyes.
Yeah, he's still doing it.
Yeah, you give him credit.
I'll put him in the Tom Wilson pile of
wow, that's
still an NHLer. Brock Nelson, once again, another guy hit by a bus.
Yeah,
sunken eyes. Yes,
sunken eyes.
Oh, Dusty's going to be upset about this one. Patrick Laine. Oh.
He does not go in he goes in the special box.
He goes in the very special.
Isn't that a great story?
Yeah.
Hey, love and life, signing camera lenses.
Could have called. I could have made. I guaranteed.
Who knew there was a hockey player in there?
Yeah, exactly. Who knew when you tick him out of a soul-crushing situation, he would find his love for this sport again?
Well, that's the difference between a bust and situational.
It's interesting.
Oh, he's a bust. No, he's just in a bad situation.
Yeah,
maybe.
It's interesting. You take these guys that grew up in hockey-mad areas of the world and then put them in Columbus, and then they slump.
It's the opposite of not being able to handle the pressure. No, throw him in the deep end.
Yes,
that's where he belongs.
So these guys
he's a
want
swimmer,
the
baby.
Spotlight.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's like Marshall Nielsen in the pool.
That's right.
You don't put him in the shallow. He's a barracuda. Check this out. Andreas Athanasiou, young gun. Hey.
Speaking of what could have been.
Well, hey.
What never was.
Whenever. Peter Holland, Dmitry Yaskin.
Yeah.
JT Miller from your New York Rangers.
Oh, not from not the comedian.
No. We were talking about that show the other day here.
Oh, yeah?
Trey's commas and all that. Gustav Nyquist and Devontae Pelly-Smith.
Wow.
Devontae Smith-Pelly.
You got garbage.
Yeah, no, this isn't
You got hot garbage. I got Anze Kopitar and Patrick Laine and a Tom Wilson. Now, Jasper.
And
Weatherby.
Ryan Kessler. He was hiding in the back.
Ooh, speaking of hit by a bus, you can put him in there.
Straight to the bike.
Yeah.
Straight to the bike. That's Wayne's Sports Cards. Check them out today. West End, right by the mall, in the same little shopping center as the Italian Center shop. You got Firehouse Subs in there as well. And the Boston Pizza Westgate, where Tommy will be doing a few pre and posts here in the new year. So get them today. More than just cards. In cards, all places. You can go Elf with an A, Three's Company, the whole bit. Great for Christmas gifts, great for gags, great for all that stuff. Legos, the whole bit. So go in there, tell Wayne EST sent you. They'll take care of you. Wayne Sports Cards, West End of town. Let's get to a sports update right now. It is for Nisku Glass. They've been busy out at Nisku Glass. Lots of business out there. So it's good to see from them because they have a little project they're whipping up for us come the new year. But that's set to take a back seat, and that's fine. You do your business. We're fine. We're fine in the way.
Do you mean fine the way that our wives say it, or do you actually mean it?
Oh, no, I mean it. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. No, we're fine. Trev's got an update for Nisku Glass. We'll be back. A little fan zone as well, and more 6 o'clocker, fun and frivolity. If you got a conch request as well, get it in 780-218-9999.
If you just want to complain that the Oilers
Anything.
let John Marino go.
Anything. Yeah, there's another one that got away. Trev's got an update right now here on the Nielsen Show. EST.
The Oilers continue their 5-game homestand tonight as they look to get back in the win column against the Boston Bruins. You can join Tom Gazzola for the GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows. Coverage starts at 6 right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Last night in the NHL, the Red Wings defeat the Flyers 6-4. Maple Leafs hang on to beat the Stars 5-3. Panthers all over the Wild 6-1. The Utah Hockey Club win a close one 3-2 over the Canucks. And the Ducks rally past the Jets 3-2. The NHL also saw 2 trades yesterday as the Rangers trade former 2nd overall pick Capo Kakko for the Kraken to the Kraken for defenseman Will Borgen, along with 3rd and 6th round picks in the 2025 draft. The Habs also acquire Alexander Carrier as they send Justin Barron the other way to Nashville. Nothing in the NBA last night, but there are 13 games that dot the schedule in the association tonight, including the Raptors at home to take on the Brooklyn Nets. That one starts at 5:30. And to finish things off, Week 16 in the NFL kicks off tonight when the 8-6 Chargers host the 9-5 Broncos. For the last time of the year, you can join Lieutenant Eric at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. For the game, smoked brisket cheesesteaks on special, baby, and your chance to win an FNL NFL jersey. How about that? FNL. Yeah, there we go. The Sports Update brought to you by Nisku Glass. We want to thank EST and all the listeners and viewers, and what better way to do that than give them a deal? Mention Edmonton Sports Talk or present your Nasty Club membership for a 10% discount on windshields, glass, or any of your window or door orders. Call us today to get that ugly broken windshield replaced or to start planning your winter and spring renovation projects now. Now!
What say you? Hey, nasty crew. We got the Nielson Show flu. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. What say you? Hey, nasty crew. My wife thinks I got better things to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're tuning in, not tuning in, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast when we fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind. 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate interest. To Tutti and Eric and all of the bad cats. Like Brzezinski and Noodles, Gavdik and Gage. Maybe it's but a Coolbet to make a little wager. We can't wait for the Monday they mandate. Shaggy's always on time. Tommy's always late.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Forget about the old place. Hey, we were number one in the text race. We don't miss all the commercial breaks, but we sure miss Nickelback today. We wanna hear some Huntix and we wanna hear Renee. Why not hold the neck up when I wanna kids away? Beat left to tie a fire and remember that name. We love every goal song, but what about the games? Macro, Mallory, Rapaport, Dragger, Engineer. It ain't Christmas season, but they sound like reindeer. Button and my cousin and the tales of the North. All about the game and present, let's go for. What say you? AM Nasty Crew. We got the Nielson Show flu. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it.
6:37, you are tuned into the Nielson Show. Lieutenant Eric Wil Fraser and YouTube Trev right here on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. We are streaming on the iHeart and TuneIn radio apps. And, of course, for your viewing pleasure on YouTube, if you are watching this morning, pound that thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't get any sort of junk mail. You just hit subscribe and move on with your day. Minus 17 for a high today, cloudy skies. Looks like most of that snow has moved out and stopped. So I waited. I didn't do any shoveling yesterday. I wait. I think there was a little system overnight, and now today I will do all the shoveling.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, but you're going to want to shovel within the next couple of days because it's going to warm up by
and then
Sunday. And then it's just ice.
Slap.
Yeah, so you need to get it off while it's still super
I'm
cold.
seeing at zeros for a high Monday and Tuesday. So, things are warming up heading into the weekend, which is nice. We do have some tickets this morning as well.
Tickets? This is good. This is good audio. This is good.
I'm just getting a text.
Keep going. Yeah. How many other sounds can you make? I
got to do lots of sounds. Yeah. Sean Z, listener, you might know him.
Sean Z or Sean Z?
SHAWNZEE. Sean Z.
Sean Z.
Sean Z.
Sean Z. Maybe it's French. Sean Z.
Bon chance. Pair of tickets for the Bruins and Oilers tonight that he'd like to pass on to EST. So he's in the mood of giving. And not just giving though. Maybe do an auction. He says as well. So we have two tickets as well. Bruins and Oilers tonight. Section 224, row 3, seats 1 and 2. So that's. If my math serves correct, that's an aisle. Like you're kind of that's always nice.
That's a good pisser seat.
Yeah, exactly. You can kind of in and out.
Yeah.
And you can kind of a little leg room for yourself if you want.
You can get the 2 beers when you're sitting in that seat.
Yeah.
Utah, get me 2.
Shanzi, I'm just kind of going through this here email, please. I'll get you my email here, Shanzi. But let's do that. Let's do a bit of an auction here. Oilers Bruins tonight. Once again, section 224, row 3, seats 1 and 2. If you want to go tonight, I don't. What do we start the bid? I'm not an auctioneer. I don't know any of that stuff. Do you start the bidding at somewhere?
Don't ask me.
I
want no part of this.
Oh God, you're not attached to the paper trail, hey?
Exactly.
Where did the money go? I don't know. I was just in.
This is fraught. I'm a chicken, so.
Well, I hate dealing with money myself.
Right, exactly.
I feel, I don't know. I feel like I'm.
No, this feels like a Trevor thing.
This feels like Home Alone 2, where I'm kind of the Chester's toy chest or something. Well, I don't know. I just feel like I'm I'm trying to do a good thing here, but it'll end up. Okay, I'll get you the email when I'm not. Yeah, I put the phone away here. Yeah. Oilers Bruins tickets tonight. You want them? Text in. Give us $1. Let's start. What would be the going price for a section 2-2? Trev, what do you think? You got an idea? A ballpark figure, maybe a nice rounded number
for the 2 of them.
Yeah,
I'd say maybe like $120.
All right, he owns it.
Yep. 120. Do you hear auctioneer or anything?
We got a 120 here. 120. 120.
Norman comment says $1. No, 120 is where it starts.
It's the back end of the number that you repeat.
120. We got a 120 here. 120.
I got a 120.
Oh, that's way better.
120. Yeah. 120.
Why do they all sound like old New York newsmen, though?
150. I got 50. 75. 175. 175. 75. That's what you do.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to practice in the mirror tonight.
Okay, 120 is where we'll start it.
Go 125 because 5's an easier word actually to
What,
rap.
125 it is.
Yeah. 125, 25, 25, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5.
V.
Jesus.
25, 25, 25. Do I 150? 50, 50, 50, 50.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
good.
Yeah.
Section 224. We'll do this throughout the show. You got a couple hours.
Yeah.
If you know somebody with the hey buddy, you're the guy, you're my sugar daddy, and he can wake up and then he can send in the bid or whatever, and you can go from there. But we'll have it till 9:00 today. That's
Well,
when the bidding will
YTT's
be open.
going to do his Siblis warm-ups right now, so he can really hammer it.
Sounds dirty. Yeah, it's not $20, folks. 125. 125 is the starter. 125, and we're going to go up from there.
Yeah,
so get them in today, right now. 780-218-9999. Only through text. We're not doing the nasty chat bidding. Only through text. Paris Jewelers inbox 780-218-9999. It is 6:42. We're going to get into the fan zone right now. It's funny, we're giving away tickets, but if you don't want to bid on these and you want to get some tickets somewhere else, maybe in the arena tonight or for any sporting or musical event, go to fansfirst.ca. Fansfirst.ca. They sponsor the fan zone. By fans, for fans,
Fan
no
zone.
fees. You can get your tickets all season long. www.fansfirst.ca.
Fan zone.
You had a topic of conversation today that you wanted to get to, and it's burning a hole through your soul. We're going to get to it throughout each and every hour on the show today.
I've been torturing my wife with
torturing me. I think you need to start
for
torturing
at
the
least a week. So, the biggest boxing fight of my lifetime,
Yes.
is happening this weekend on Saturday in, I think it's Riyadh. It is Usyk Fury 2. Alexander Usyk is the most incredible story in sports going on right now. It's the most incredible sports story I've experienced in a very long time. And the amount of attention that North America is turning towards it is zero. It is nothing. No one is speaking a word about this, and it drives me crazy because on this show, we had to spend a week
Only a week.
making everyone
it was
grow
longer than
up
a week.
about Mike Tyson and whether or not an 800-year-old should be fighting anymore. With everybody going, yeah, but I saw a 5-second YouTube clip and it looks like he's still got it. And then you were forced to sit through that abomination that they called a boxing fight and then come in the next day and go, oh, Mike Tyson didn't look very good. I think that might have been somewhat scripted in advance. And yet,
That's not how Jasmine sounds. Come on, give her.
you have Usyk Fury, which is the former lineal champ who lost his lineal champ to the guy that he's in the rematch with. And the guy that he's in the rematch with was the first unified champ in like 30 years and the first to ever hold 4 belts at one time and became the lineal champ as well. We've not seen a boxer achieve this in the heavyweight ranks since Holyfield. And if you're like, yeah, well, Holyfield was the 90s, man. It was 30 years ago that we had Evander Holyfield achieving what this guy is right now. And there's nothing being talked about. It's like, if it's not a circus show, we don't care, which tells me that you're not a fight fan. If you're like, oh, I like the fights. No. You want to see somebody get their ear bitten off. You don't want to see boxing. There.
Okay, well, this is the fan zone, and the fans have had their say here in the nasty chat. Cameron says because it's in Saudi Arabia. Jasmine chimes in, maybe because it's rigged, Will.
Fair point. Let's talk about that. This is like, so when Tyson Fury watched who's the other British guy? The name is escaping me, but that's just age related. When his fellow countrymen went down in a fight he shouldn't have gone down in, Fury famously said, that fight just cost me $150 million. And that wasn't hyperbole. Like, that's the level of take these guys are getting off of these fights, is in the hundreds of millions of dollars. So if you watch this fight on Saturday and you see Usyk underperform, it is going to be fair for you to go, yeah, they wanted the trilogy, right? They want both guys to have lost once so that they can get the ultimate payday and we get Usyk Fury, the trilogy. However, if Alexander Usyk does perform and he doesn't get screwed over by the refs, this is possibly the greatest fighting career of our generation. How many times do you get to say that in your life?
Well, and again, Saudi Arabia, he's Ukrainian. Maybe it's not the glitz and glamour of the Rocky type of,
This is just it. Like, after he won the heavyweight championship, before he fought Fury, he went back home and fought on the front lines in a war. Like, he wasn't doing like a handshake tour. He went to the front lines and
for a vacation.
Yes.
To train.
Yes. Like, I grew up with the legends of, for example, of Ted Williams, famous baseball player, Boston Red Sox, last guy to hit 400. He famously left the major leagues and was a fighter pilot in World War II. Like, you hear of these sorts of things.
You hear about him in Bass.
You never think you're going
not
to
a modern day,
experience it ever again. And yet, here we are experiencing this.
And nobody
cares.
You got to give it 30 years in the future now. Oh, this Alexander Usyk guy is something else. You should have seen it. He was in a war. And
just do yourself a favor and sit down. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, just watch it. You can find all of it on YouTube. You can find a million good deep dives.
And the stream will be good?
I
see.
Okay,
of
the career of Alexander Usyk. And then, go find some friends and go down to the bar or a friend's house who has Dazn.
When I try watching it, I have to take out my HDM cord and plug it into a different slot because it doesn't pick up anymore. That's what you have to do with this state-of-the-art app. But anyways, please.
Yes. Find one that works and watch it, because you are literally watching history being made.
780-218-9999. Troll says Usyk is no Jake Paul. ... They're poking you, Will, here. They're loving it.
You're absolutely right.
No, he isn't. Yeah.
That is very accurate of you.
Sounded like the dad voice from the Talk Boy on Home Alone 2. Chris the Plumber says your Jasmine impersonation, which was, I thought, spot on. This text unsigned says, I'm just here for more of Will's narwhal impersonations. And then Tube Socks, you like this one. When are the Oilers going to get serious about this season? All these players are coming off the market and they're just sitting on their hands. Hashtag the fan zone. He goes on to say, I don't honestly believe that, but I'm trying to capture the spirit of the fandom. Bryce the Sparky, 135. Nice to see you, Bryce. 135 for those Oilers tickets. Once again, Oilers Bruins tonight. But no, you're right. This is kind of.
I don't necessarily begrudge Oiler fan that's in a constant panic, because that's all you've ever known your whole life.
Well, we all like a roller coaster ride. Hey?
Not only that, but like you're only used to that emotional pitch when watching the Edmonton Oilers, and you don't know how to turn it off. You don't know how to just watch them and enjoy what's happening. You have to be in constant search of finding some sort of way to game the system to improve the team. And so you always think that next piece, that's the missing piece. And so, you and I both worked with a guy. His name was Dustin Nielson, who plays fantasy hockey, who...
He doesn't mean Santa, too.
Who would lead his fantasy hockey at midseason and then go into a rebuild. Right? Like, who's in it for the transactions more than the results.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah, totally. He loves it.
And so
Reed Wilkins loves it even more.
Right. There is a type of fan out there that really couldn't care less about what's happening on the ice. They are far more entertained by the machinations behind the scenes.
Well, and that kind of goes into your boxing rant, too, and Cameron agrees on the nasty chat. The sad part is Fraser is right. I'm just going to stop it there. He does add a period after that. The sad part is Fraser is right.
Listen, you're agreeing with so many people when you say that.
This is the best the heavyweight division has been in 30 years, but unfortunately, none of them have a YouTube channel.
Right.
And that's, in a nutshell.
None of them are American. And I can understand that if you're from the USA, but you're not. You're from Canada. So stop letting the United States dictate what you do and don't follow.
Well, let's not get into the whole. We are. We are another state after all, aren't we?
Well, in some ways, yes.
VR Montenegro says David Robinson was the actual admiral in charge of hunting the Red October. You text that in VR, you might be going to A&W sooner than you think here. That's a real good one. Admiral Robinson. God, that paints a nice picture. Rip City Step asks, will Rosie Perez be calling this fight? Will? Do you have any information on that?
I have not checked in with old
I know
Rose.
she might be busy for the NFL Christmas Day game there on Netflix as well. Loomis says Reed Tyson v. Ding Dong was out on by whatever Paul's promotion studio was and held by Netflix. Yeah, I mean, we all know that. We don't need to go over that again. But no, you're right. I mean, but that goes with anything in sport. You can have stories bubbling up and percolating up in markets that aren't so popular with certain individuals.
Right.
Maybe you don't carry that or don't have the again, well, just lack of a better term, the channels, YouTube channels and whatever, other channels, media channels. And it all gets lost in the wash. It's a shame, but that's the world we're not going to figure out an answer to any of this. Like you're comfortable in the fact that this is reality. You're not looking to change anything. You're just kind of shouting from the 9th story window, and anyone who will listen. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't change. This just gets worse and worse.
Right. Yeah. No. I understand. Yeah. I think what it is that we live in a world that tells us we've never been more plugged in to everything going on, while the truth of the matter is we've never been more siloed.
Yeah. That's
right.
it. You can make use of all the plugins if you so choose, but nobody chooses to.
We have the option to be as broad as we want in the sports and the culture that we follow. And unfortunately, a lot of us are using the technology to build as many walls as possible on what we can and can't follow, right? That you can look around or you can see how far the rabbit hole goes down. And a lot of us tend to be more vertical in our sports fandom, right? That I'm a hockey fan, and so I'm going to dig as deep as I can into this hockey hole rather than spread it out. Yeah. And I listen, that's how it's designed, right? It's designed to capture your attention. But just, I listen, it's the holidays. It's time to get together. There's nothing better than getting together with a group of your friends and going down to whatever local establishment you have, asking them to put the fight on and just watching it. Because trust me, whatever happens will be historic in this fight.
Loomis says it was put on by a promotion studio, not the actual association. Was never about the sport. It's all about ads. Baby, advertising has gotten out of control. Ads is the thing. Money is the thing, and that's kind of what controls it all here. Will Nails at Grumpy Cat says, "Look at this. People not disagreeing with you. Sorry." What was that one here? The sad part is Fraser's right. Yeah. Man, that is the line of the day. Line of the year, maybe. Will nails it, though. Grumpy Cat says, Oilers could have won game 7-2-1 and complains Skinner should have had a shutout. Yeah. On one of the points, I guess.
Right.
But,
but that's just,
that's going back to the Oiler fandom.
I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm not trying to criticize so much as empathize with the person who is feeling unentertained by the Oilers right now. What I'm trying to say is I understand, but the reason that you feel this way is because the results on the ice are not as entertaining to you as the group discussions off the ice.
Sure.
Right? Like I'm so old, I remember when Hockey's Future board, where that's all this was just fandom, like building fantasy teams amongst themselves. You know what would fix everything is if we did this. And that's fun, but it's also playing house, right? That there's real life and then there's imaginary life, and there's a real hockey team playing real hockey games. And I hope you give them a chance.
No, but it's fantasy over reality
right.
these days.
Yeah.
Let's ask the man in the room here that's more modern than us, Trev, the Usyk fight and everything. I mean, just honest answer here. Did you know about it? Did you know what was going on? You knew about the Paul Tyson because you're in those realms. You have a YouTube channel. You use that channel to get your word out for
drinks Prime.
For hockey. Well, yeah, I'm saying you're a man about town. You're the modern man. You're the man on the street. You've grown up in this era.
He's involved in 8 Bitcoin opportunities.
The dog coin.
Yeah.
Did you at all have knowledge about it? And just an honest answer. We're not looking to quiz you or anything, but does this scratch an itch for you? Does it get you at all pumped up? Are you going to watch this, rent this, have a watch party, anything like that?
Yes, if I can find a place, I will go watch this. Good. I did know that this was a fight, and like I kind of fault it on, like on social media and whatnot, but like you're not seeing any ads like anywhere on this. Like it's like you look on TV, nothing is being talked about. Whether and it was the exact opposite for frickin' Jake Paul and.
Shoved down your throat.
Yeah, like it was just everywhere you saw it. So like I blame it on that a lot. But no, I was aware of this fight. Good. I was aware of fight 1 I watched, and fight number 2 I hope to watch as well.
Yeah,
and you're a fight guy. Like you like the
I like UFC
mixed martial art.
I like boxing though. Boxing, small town. All we did was box. We had some. Joel Mills, he was a local boxer in Taber. He was pretty good, actually.
It's a boxing name, hey?
Yeah, Joel Mills.
Joe Mills,
so I like boxing, and I don't mind watching it.
Was he one of those guys that his nose could see around corners?
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was not
say the least.
Yeah,
it was not. No.
See around corners. Wouldn't that be a talent? Well, that's good. I mean, it's here we are, and you don't need that type of shoved down your throat advertising, I guess, for something like this. But it is a shame that
it is unfortunate for sure. Like I get what Will's getting.
And you mentioned the war thing too. I mean, you only talk about players back when it was black and white that did this. It's happening today, and nobody's like, oh, whatever. I guess.
Yeah, like heavyweight champion of the world, undersized heavyweight champion of the world, and like honestly, I remember the first time I saw Alexander Usyk. It was when they were they had created this tournament system for welterweight or undisputed welterweight champion, and it was a pyramid sort of single elimination tournament. And I remember first catching wind of him there. I think I had seen him in the Olympics as well, but I hadn't given two thoughts about it. And then since then, like he is. I'm used to watching middleweights just be the smartest boxers, like truly box. And if you want to watch like the craft, like the art of it, you would watch middleweight. And then you tune into a heavyweight just to see some big bombers try and knock each other's heads off.
Yeah.
Usyk is the first guy since Holyfield. Maybe Lennox Lewis to a little bit, but the first like pure boxer in the heavyweight ranks.
But I do love the romance of sport as well. Shovelhead, good morning, boys. People become addicted to the hyperbole and drama of sport. Yeah. The actual games become boring, ignored. Right. When he puts it like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Look, I can't. Yeah. I got to confess.
No. As sports fans, we've all kind of become one of your wife's friends who can never stay in a relationship because they don't want it.
It's like sand through the hourglass, right? Man. Like, give it to me.
Yeah, we just want the drama. We want the tears, right?
I really don't care anybody. Give me the romance.
I just want to tear my clothes and freak out.
You sleeping with who?
Yeah.
780-218-9999. Once again, that's the Fan Zone for Fans First. If you're looking for tickets to tonight's Oilers and Bruins game, musical events, anything going on, check out fansfirst.ca. That's where you can find it at an affordable price by fans for fans, no fees. As well, we got an auction going on this morning, and it's for kids sport as well. Shaugnesi's decided to send the funds to kids sport, so all kids can play kids sport today. We're donating the cash there, and it's for a pair of tickets tonight. Bruins Oilers, section 224, row 3, and you got the aisle, baby, seats 1 and 2. We got $136 right now from Norman at Combine. He also adds onto that bid. He will not let his son win those tickets, so it's a real in-house fight between the Combine crew. But if you want to get involved, feel free.
Are they making $1 bids?
I guess this is how it goes. I can't run these auctions. You know, one guy asked me one time. No. I had to do a
bid by at least $10 more.
I had to do a fantasy auction for this group of friends one year, and I was like, I don't know if you. Oh yeah, we'd love you. I don't know what I'm doing. So I'd be like, we'll start the bid at $1, and I'd start low, and then they'd bid like $1.50, and I didn't know. I'm like, okay, well that's higher than the $1.
You were like letter of the law.
Yeah, I don't have any control. I'm not driving. Dusty can run it. Dusty can run an auction like and he can do the whole auction thing. But so 136. Let's keep going. And it's for kids sports. So
to quote Walter on the issue, this is not Nam, man. There are rules.
200. Right? That's how, we can get to 200 now. But they don't have to. They can just bid more than 136. I can.
I'm
too honest. I'm too honest to be an
If you're
auctioneer,
going to
right?
beat the bid, do it by like $10 margins.
Yes.
Right? Like, let's.
But you can't make a rule, can you? They
Sure
beat the
you
bid.
can.
They beat the bid.
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah, I think you can.
Oh, boy. 7 o'clock, we'll get to a sports update right now for Green Plan. Trev's got that, everything going on last night and setting up tonight. Bruce Boudreau, the guest of the day, today's guest, will be by just after the top of the hour.
The guest du jour.
That's good. He's for Pro-Am Sports. So we'll get Bruce's thoughts on everything going down hockey-wise and set up tonight's Bruins and Oilers tilt. Hour 2 of the Nielson Show with Lieutenant Eric, Wil Fraser, and YouTube Trev on the way. This is EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
The Oilers continue their 5-game homestand tonight as they look to get back in the win column against the Boston Bruins. You can join Tom Gazzola for the GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows. Coverage starts at 6 right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Last night in the NHL, the Red Wings defeat the Flyers 6-4. The Maple Leafs hang on to beat the Stars 5-3. Panthers all over the Wild 6-1. The Utah Hockey Club win a close one 3-2 over the Canucks. And the Ducks rally past the Jets 3-2. The NHL also saw 2 trades yesterday as the Rangers trade Capo Caco to the Kraken for defenseman Will Borgen, along with 3rd and 6th round picks in the 2025 draft. The Habs also acquire Alexander Carrier as they send Justin Barron the other way to Nashville. Nothing in the NBA last night, but there are 13 games that dot the schedule in the association tonight, including the Raptors at home to take on the Brooklyn Nets at 5:30. And to finish things off, Week 16 in the NFL kicks off tonight when the 8-6 Chargers host the 9-5 Broncos. For the last time of the year, you can join Lieutenant Eric at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge for the game. Smoked brisket cheesesteaks on special and your chance to win an NFL jersey. The Sports Update is brought to you by Green Plan, providing you with award-winning environmental and consulting services, whether it's municipal, industrial, or residential. Plan it right with Green Plan. Visit greenplan.com or give them a call at 780-455-4292.
Step closer to the hollow, the devil may care. If I showed you around my heart, would you mind if I shared to show you what's wrong with me? I will not change it. I will wait patiently while you get painted out. Let me into your untainted tribe, to be the one who gets to live a lie. Oh, let me lie with you. I'll be a perfect stranger. I wanna be that stupid boy that you don't talk about. You better believe there's a sharp knife beside my bed. You better believe there's a sharp knife inside my head. And if you would leave, I would take you by the hand. You and I would leave, but it wouldn't be that bad.
Oh, baby, Whale and the Wolf leading us in hour number 2. Here it is, the Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric, Wil Fraser, and YouTube Trev here on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. We are streaming on the iHeart and TuneIn radio apps, and of course, live on the YouTube as well. If you are watching this morning, hit that thumbs up. We are close to changing 100. We're smack dab on 100, right on the nose now. YouTube Trev, if you...
Changing 100.
Bam, I love it. And hit the sub as well. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Minus 21 right now, minus 17 for a high today. Cloudy skies. One more day of cold. We'll be warming up as we head into Friday and the weekend ahead. We are coming to you live as well from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studio. If you need some quick food this holiday season, pop out to Popeyes and get yourself some chicken. It's good for the whole family. As Will and I know, we could split a whole bird there and we would actually not fight over anything because we all like different pieces of the chicken. But
that's right.
You can get right now the Festive Family Box, 4-piece signature chicken, 4 tenders, 4 regular sides, and 4 biscuits with an option for a 4-drink bundle upcharge. Festive Family Box, available in-store and on delivery. So check out Popeyes today. And
what we mean by that is you eat the meat and I get the skin.
The skins and the bones.
Yeah.
We leave nothing to waste.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can eat the bones, can't you? Some people on Instagram do it.
Well, I dry them out, grind it up, and I use it in my garden.
Let's get to Bruce Boudreau right now. He is our hockey analyst this morning, and we appreciate his time. Bruce Boudreau brought to you by the fine folks and the Cooks and Elves out at Pro-Am Sports. Locally owned sports memorabilia and apparel specialists. If you are looking for some last-minute gift ideas, pop in to Pro-Am. They're putting up extra time on the clock, staying open until 7 o'clock on Thursdays, which is today. So visit them late today. 7 o'clock is when they'll close. Located corner of St. Albert Trail here in Edmonton, 128th Ave, or online at proamsports.ca. Let's bring in Bruce Boudreau this morning, and we'll start. Bruce, I guess, are you like a late shopper? Do you leave everything till the end, or have you already had all your gifts wrapped under the tree November 2?
Yeah, that's not happening. I think December 24th from 9 to 12 is you'll see me shopping and hoping there's still some things left in a store. Because that's the time I usually get the opportunity to do it, but being just a guy, I think I'm just lazy and hate shopping.
You're like Peter McAllister running through the airport there on Christmas Eve, just trying to get. And people get what they get, right? There's no. I know you asked for this, but you're going to get whatever you can find, right?
Well, the point is, get something under the tree. They can take it back. Right? Like, I mean, they're all going to take it back anyway. So, I mean, just make something, and the bigger the box, the better they get to take back. I mean, it seems like perfect sense to me. As long as they don't get nothing under the tree, then they don't get upset.
You have a way of simplifying.
They meaning my wife. Yeah.
It sounds like you've given her the same bread maker 3 years in a row.
Toasters, everything else. If it's a kitchen utensil, she's got it.
I love it. Bruce Boudreau joining us, Lieutenant Eric Wil Fraser this morning. Let's get into, I guess, the meat of it. A few deals as well, and we'll kind of do a hot lap around the league. But Oilers get the Bruins tonight. We were talking earlier. It's always nice when an original 6 team rolls through this market. Different now that the Oilers are kind of top of the tree, so to speak. But you always get Bruins fans going in there and Oilers fans selling tickets. But, coming off the game that it was Monday against the Panthers, which was highly entertaining for the neutral, and people are pulling their hair out, and you're either a Stanley Cup champion or out of the playoffs day by day in this market here. But let's get into tonight's game as well. What can you tell us about the Bruins? I know physicality was maybe a bit of a talking point coming out of that Panthers game. Let us know a little bit about Joe Sacco's Bruins here since the coaching change, and maybe what fans can expect coming down to Rogers Place tonight. Well,
they're playing a lot better. Since the coaching change, that's a given. But the big thing to me, I think this is the 5th game on a 5-game road trip. I don't think they have another one after this. And I mean, they started off pretty bad. And then they went in and won in Vancouver. Thought they lose in overtime to Calgary, and so I mean I think they started to turn it around again. I think you're going to get a really good game from them. And the thing is, when you talk about physical, it's not the fighting anymore. But they've got a big, strong team that doesn't score a lot of goals. So defense and physical play is what gets them to be successful. And if they can stay out of the box and they can be physical, and by that I mean winning the one-on-one battles and corners and stuff, I think they'll be okay. They also got to get good goaltending. Swayman, if you notice, his numbers are way down the list there. But when Boston's winning, it's usually that they're not allowing more than 1 or 2 goals. And I mean, you can go back as far as 2017, I think, and they've been in the top 5 defensive teams every year since then. So I mean, that's been the key to their success. I mean, when you look at their offense, they've got Pasternak and everybody else chips in, Marchand, and everybody else just chips in when they can. But it's defense that's going to win them games, and if the Oilers can get a jump on them, get like an early 2-goal lead somehow, I think it makes it very difficult for the Bruins to come back because they don't want to open up against Edmonton.
Speaking as a former head coach, Bruce, how difficult is the relationship between head coach and starting goaltender? Because it seems like when a goaltender is on his game, a head coach gets all the praise in the world, and when a goaltender is off his game, it's the head coach who gets all of the criticism. And it feels like it's the one area of the ice where the head coach has the least amount of control.
It really does. I mean, and I don't know if you're really accurate there. When the goalie's playing great, usually the goalie gets all the praise, and the goalie gets all the criticism. When the team's losing for other reasons, the coach gets it, or either way. But I mean, for a head coach, we all have goalie coaches, okay? And it's not like, and so I used to relay all my messages to the goalie coach because he had the relationship with the goalie, and he would do more of the talking to him, and would be the mental coach as well. I would come in and I would obviously talk to him and but I didn't know, I don't know anything about goaltending. Heck, I mean, my thing was, if he played real good, boy, he was stopping the puck. And if he played real bad, he wasn't stopping the puck. And that's all I would know. I don't know about these reverse H's and X's and that the goalies are doing in the net. But I did know when he was on top of his game. And that's the one thing I used to watch in warm up all the time was, hey, is the goalie catching the puck really good? Is he look confident? Because sometimes you can watch and the puck's bouncing off the goalie, and then you're sitting there and you're going, oh, okay, he doesn't really look like he has it tonight. So I mean, let's see how this game goes. In the first couple shots, you can tell if the goalie's going to be good or bad, and if they go in, you know when to pull them and when not to pull them. That's the us, but as head coaches. But I mean, the goalie coach is the one that has the relationship with the goalie for the most part.
The reason why I bring it up is because watching this Boston Bruins team, I mean, they fire a head coach, bring in Sacco, but to me, the biggest change is that their goaltender, who missed all of training camp, finally looks like he's in regular season form. Am I missing something? Is there another change that has happened for this Bruins team?
No, any player, and goalies especially. I mean, you miss training camp, you're way behind the 8 ball. And I mean, it's, you know, like, I mean, it's a tough thing. The training camp is there for a reason, to get ready. And I mean, usually goalies play 3 or 4 games and to get ready. And that's what they need. They need those shots. All of a sudden, when there's no battles in front of you and people lying all over you, and that doesn't happen in practice that often. But in the games, you got to get that. And I think Swayman's coming back into that now. Vasilevsky went through the same thing last year when he missed all those times. It took him a while to get going. I mean, Demko, the first couple games, he wasn't very good in Vancouver. He's starting to find his ground now. That's why they're playing him every game, because they want him back sooner than later. So, I mean, Swayman now, too, is the same thing. Like, I mean, he's got to play every game to get sharper. And when he's getting sharper, the defense in front of him know what he wants and know how he plays. Everything the communication gets better, and that's how you become a great goalie. And I mean, every team that wins usually has a goalie that plays 55 games or more, and that's when you miss camp, that doesn't happen too often.
Bruce Boudreau joining us this morning, the Nielson Show. Lieutenant Eric Wil Fraser here on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. I just wanted to get your thoughts, Bruce, on a couple of organizations that have been in a free fall out east there in Buffalo and the Rangers. If you were hired to kind of come in as a, shall we say, a mold inspector or some sort of a consultant to kind of figure out what's going wrong and give your thoughts on the situation, where would you kind of go with both of these organizations? And you can answer this two-pronged, because I do believe, like, the Rangers, Drury's getting all that heat. Laviolette seems to be kind of sitting there and existing. I know Ruff has been, everybody in Buffalo has been feeling the heat, but where would you kind of, focus your gaze when it comes to both the Sabres and their 11-game drought and the Rangers, who just can't get it out of first gear this year?
Well, I think starting with the Rangers, I mean, when it's happening in New York, there's so much noise. And, I mean, you can't go anywhere. They're critiquing every little thing, and like the looks that people get on the bench and everything else. And so, I mean, it's become a difficult situation there. And Kakko got traded for opening his mouth and saying something. But, I mean, nobody's playing well in New York. And in the past, Shesterkin was covering up an awful lot of the mistakes that they made, and they'd score some goals late, and they had a great power play. But now you look at the Rangers, I mean, Zibanejad's not scoring, Kreider's not scoring, Panarin's the only guy that's consistently scoring. So now the criticism is going everywhere. And I mean, Drury's getting a lot of it. Lavi, I don't think, is going to get too much. I think he's making $5 million a year, and he's got 3 years left after this year. And I think they're still paying Gallant $5 million for another 2 years from the last guy. So I mean, I think they're going to stick with the coach. That's not going anywhere. But when it gets loud in New York, eventually this little trade that they just did is not going to be the thing that curbs them. If they don't start winning, something big's going to happen in New York. As far as Buffalo goes, man, once they started losing, I mean, everybody's saying same old, and it's tough to see. They got a good team, and Lindy has proven that he's one of the best coaches in the history of the game. So, I mean, but I just think they're a team that's not mentally strong, that gets defeated easily. If they come out and most nights start really strong, but then as soon as something bad happens, they go, oh, here we go again, and woe is me type thing. And I think they got to get mentally stronger, because right now they're a very fragile team, and any negativity really just wears on them. And look at the Leaf game they played. They had a good 3-1 lead. We're playing really good, and then all of a sudden Toronto scores one, and they scored two, and it's here we go again. We can't win. And then they end up losing 5-3, and I think that's what happens to a lot of their games.
Yeah, well, somebody suggested that maybe the Rangers should trade Chris Drury to Buffalo for Kevin Adams straight up. Maybe just a shake up there. We'll shake some heads loose. But Bruce, we appreciate your insight. We appreciate your time as well for this early part of the season. We look forward to having you after the new year as well, going into the stretch run. And you enjoy your Christmas, man. Happy New Year. We'll be back, after the New Year type of thing. A few shows here and there, but I don't think we'll speak to you till after that. So enjoy your shopping and have Merry Christmas.
And I'm going to say the same to you, but I'll end it like this here, is I find it sort of funny when I'm listening to you guys, and it's minus 21 today, but it's warming up to minus 17 tomorrow. I'm sitting there going, oh my Lord, that is darn cold. I don't think you're warming up, but you guys have a Merry Christmas out there, and good luck to the Oilers. Hope they do well.
Bless you, Bruce. Thanks for your time, man. That's Bruce Boudreau. Just an addition to the show, but one where you think you have the table set, and then you add down this dish that just... It's hard to put into words, but I get emotional talking about the guy, but it's really nice to have him on the show, and we look forward to him every second Thursday as well. Luke Gazdick will do the off Thursdays. He does join the Reed Wilkins show 3 to 6 here on EST, but Bruce, just a welcome addition to the tool chest of insiders and analysts, and I'm glad that you get our final ride here for the year, and he's here, and it's just all... Why need to book anybody else, right? Right. So Bruce Boudreau, we thank him for his time, and everybody, he's great on the camera and all that stuff. I don't want him to change. It's all gold, baby.
That Buffalo Sabres question, like the tale of two teams, right? Like you go back to that McDavid draft, and you think,
Powerball lottery,
and you think of that tank job that they did to put themselves in a position, and it paid off. They got the second pick in a phenomenal draft and drafted the right player.
A great player.
A great player. A player that you can build a franchise around. And they still found a way to screw it up.
It's amazing that if you were gifted, multiple lottery wins in your life.
Right.
And then you're still sitting here saying, I need some money.
Yeah.
Like, that's how the hell do you get to that point, right? And there's got to be questions. Your family would question you. People would be like, what the hell's going on with this guy? Is he stable? Is he all this? And as an organization, it's not saying they get away with it.
Right.
But it's just remarkable how you can do that. And even from the Oilers' point of view as well. I mean, they won multiple lotteries prior to winning the big one, the granddaddy of them all.
That's kind of my point, is that it just shows the difference between getting the best player in his draft versus getting the best player ever.
Yeah.
And the stability that it brings to an organization.
Yeah, the best player in any draft here can be
right.
Yeah, debatable and arguable.
And so the Oilers, they don't just win a draft, they win the right to pick Connor McDavid, who is already, in my mind, on the quote-unquote Mount Rushmore of hockey.
Sure.
As far as forwards go, if you're expanding it out, maybe he isn't into that top four. But as far as forwards go, he's in my top four.
But the Eichel does beat out a lot of draft years as well. But
that's kind of my point, is that you get a McDavid, and it just calms everything down. There is no panic moves once you have a McDavid. And so Leon Draisaitl is given that space to become Leon Draisaitl.
Sure.
Right? You don't get a Connor McDavid, you get a Jack Eichel instead. And all of a sudden, you're not talking about Leon Draisaitl being a complimentary player. You're talking about him competing for ice time from a Jack Eichel, and you need to give it all to a Jack, or vice versa. And, I mean, it's interesting, the story getting republished for some reason this week that the Oilers almost traded Draisaitl to the Tampa Bay Lightning in 2019. And it was like, yeah, I was here in 2019. I remember that. Like, this isn't new news. This is just rehashing of an old story, but a very real story, right? That without a Connor McDavid kind of just calming everything down and making GMs go, you know what, I'm gonna have a second opinion on this. You end up just flushing good players out of your system before you realize what you actually have. And you look at that the Buffalo situation, and the last two Stanley Cup champs were guided by former top picks of the Buffalo Sabres.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. They've had their McDavids too. Not incomparable.
No, they've had their Leon Draisaitl.
Well, whatever. But you can still, in that market at that time, like, you don't need to use the Oilers as a measuring stick way out in the Pacific. You can, I guess, as a whole. Yeah. But you can say, okay, shut the blinds. Yeah. This is our guy. Yeah. Like, you don't have to. I know what you're saying, but from their point of view, he's, again, you take McDavid out of that draft. Eichel's a superstar player. So,
absolutely.
So I don't know why they would need to say, well, he's no McDavid. Yeah, we get that. But again, you shouldn't be failing with that type of caliber of player.
No.
Yes, if it was with if Eichel was Draisaitl and you had McDavid here, then I get it. It's kind of, he's not. Yeah. But in that market, that's your guy, and you've had multiple kind of cracks at those types of guys, and to make it not work time and time again, regardless of what anybody else is doing in the comparables. But I find it,
when they're not at Connor McDavid, talent takes time. Right, Trevor, you and I talked about this probably a month ago when I told you, go and look up the Sedin twins and look at how many seasons they had to play before they became the Sedins that we all think of now. Right, it takes 4, sometimes 5 years. The other comparable, and this is why I'm an old person, but the Edmonton Oilers traded an Esa Tikkanen to the New York Rangers and got back like a 22-year-old Doug Weight, who had been kind of a flop with New York. A bit of a bust. And then at 24, all of a sudden a light bulb gets turned on and he becomes Doug Weight. And the Buffalo Sabres have been distributing that type of talent around the NHL for 10 seasons now, where they'll get a young forward, and because he can't be a top player at 19, they automatically start going, I don't know, maybe this isn't the guy for us. And then they wait until he's 21 or 22, and they really sour, and they allow their relationship with their young player to sour, and then they just discard them, and then watch them go become 50-goal scorers for somebody else and lead them to a Stanley Cup. And it's that kind of patience for a rebuilding team that only a Connor McDavid or a Cale Makar type of talent can provide to an organization. The only other thing that you can do is just stay stubborn in the suck, right? Like when you've got that young player and you know that the talent's there, but the results aren't coming. It's going to hit. You can't panic. Like you have to just allow it to see itself through to the other end.
But I think Connor, too, and Steve makes a good point. I don't know about no panic moves. He says Connor's been good enough to overcome some really bad moves like Griffin Reinhart. And you can go down the list of some other acquisitions that maybe people in this market wouldn't agree with. But he does cover for that, and much as the same as you were talking about goaltending that can sink you, or it can also cover a lot of deficiencies and
right. Listen,
do away with a lot of questions that otherwise on another.
The trading of draft picks that could have been. I don't like to get into that because you're talking about draft picks. I'm talking about the trading away of established NHLers that just haven't achieved what we hope of them yet, right? And yes, Griffin Reinhart, but the problem isn't that they traded Griffin Reinhart away and he became something else somewhere else. The problem is that they traded away a draft pick to get a Griffin Reinhart. That's not the same comparable to me. That's not trading away Griffin Reinhart's younger brother who has become a 50-goal scorer.
Yeah. Jack Eichel has turned into a better Barkov, Lacombe Drew says, and all Buffalo had to do was say, sure, get this not new, relatively low-risk surgery. But instead, they employed Dr. Nick Riviera.
That's right. They found an excuse, is what they did.
Well, it was sour before that, was it not? Yeah.
Like, so they found a reason to dispense with that a $10 million hockey player, right? Like, he was being paid $10 million. He was not earning his $10 million salary. And so they found a reason to say, yeah, I think we're going to sell. I think we're going to sell on this player and just get out from under it because it's too risky. Whereas what they should have done is look around and go and become what? Sell him and become what? Right? Like, how are you improving yourself by selling on a Jack Eichel? Because you don't.
You don't.
I mean, you become this...
Show us the path.
This broken team with a GM who never should have had the job.
Well, Dusty was talking yesterday about, I profess that he's got photographs. It's the only answer.
Right?
It's because the continuous promotion through an org where you've, like, give the man a raise.
And listen, and I am all for blaming the owner, right? I completely agree. Like, most of the time, if you want to know where the buck should stop, it's with the owner.
He's got a football team to...
Right.
Yeah.
That's where I was going to go.
Who cares?
Is Pagula has one of the best football teams in the NFL playing in the exact same market.
That don't traditionally are in this position. This is a once-in-a-lifetime
So when
hit.
his hockey GM stands up and goes, we're not a preferred market, that's our problem. Like, if you're the owner, if you're Pagula, that should have been his last day, right? If you're the owner, you should have been like, wait a second. I have a football team that plays in the exact same market, and we're beating the pants off of every team in the NFL this year. But we're in the same market, so how does that hold up? Like, and our guys have to play outside. Like, the hockey players get to play. It's a rink anywhere that they play. It's not like they have to play in these conditions. The Sabres is a fascinating case of what could have been in this town. Like, and thank God it's not.
Well, God forbid if Josh Allen ever needs a neck surgery or something like that. I don't know. As a Bills fan, I kind of wince. Your thoughts on that? 780-218-9999 or in the nasty chat as well. Cal the Embalmer from the top rope, $150. That's the latest bid.
There you go. That's a
bid. He's a man. That's a bid. Guy's stepping up, and he's stepping up for kids sport.
That's not 136.
No.
It's not like he went 136.50.
Take that, Combine Crew.
Yeah.
150 right now. We're giving away Bruins Oilers tickets today. The money's going to kids sport, courtesy Sean Z this morning. Section 224, row 3, seats 1 and 2. 150 is the high bid. If you want to beat that, 780-218-9999. Let's quickly get into your Coolbet Canada hotline of the day. Coolbet.com. Stay cool, bet responsibly. We're going to the Thursday nighter as well. Oilers Bruins as well tonight if you want to get a little action on that. I know Dusty usually puts together a partner parlay up there. Broncos Chargers tonight. Broncos plus 125 on the money line, plus 2.5 as well. I like the road dog tonight. I like the way the Broncos are playing all three phases. The Chargers, I never want to bet I don't bet money, but I'd never bet a cent on the Chargers. They just don't inspire any sort of confidence in me from a betting point of view.
They're the Chargers. They could go on to win the Super Bowl and you wouldn't bet on them.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. We usually spin the wheel as well. Anytime touchdown scores tonight. Gus Edwards plus 125. Lad McConkey plus 138. Javonte Williams plus 138. Cortland Sutton plus 163. And they got a full list of touchdown scores. Anytime touchdown scores up at Coolbet. Once again, Broncos plus 125. Plus 2.5 on the spread. I like them tonight. I like the Broncos. I like what Bo Nix has been doing. The defense has been lights out, and the special teams hasn't been bad either.
Want your weird stat of the day? Here's your weird stat of the day.
Lay it on me.
Bo Nix and Herbert. Guess how many yards separate them on the season, passing yards?
1.
13.
13.
13 yards. Nix has thrown for 2,972. Herbert has thrown for 2,959.
Oh, Nix is outdueling. Yeah. I like
outdueling him by 13 yards.
And that's a game where the Broncos, had like 30-some yards passing against the Jets or whatever it was at the finale. Yeah. So you could probably take one off there. Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah, Justin Herbert never fails to slightly disappoint, I guess, and just below that grade. Bruins Oilers tonight as well. Bruins plus 153 on the puck line, over under 6 goals. And Oilers favored on the spread by minus 1.5. So you can get some action there as well in terms of who do you like scoring tonight, Trev? You got a point, an assist? Do you want to go anywhere with that game tonight? Or are you feeling a little
take a risk?
Frisky?
Say Leon Draisaitl.
Well, for the Oilers tonight, who's been feeling it? You know what? What about he had a bad game last game. I don't know. What about a Bouchard bomb?
Okay.
Sure. A Bouch bomb.
A Bouch bomb from the point?
From the point on a power play. Okay. He hasn't scored in a while. What about Bouchard?
That's not a crazy pick.
Yeah. No, and again, as you say, he's plus 390 to score tonight.
I like it.
So, yeah, hop on that. Follow YouTube, Trev. He is the Oracle here.
Yes.
That is what we brand him as.
You can thank me later.
He picked the Bills to win in Detroit, and they did.
Come on.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's been a few of those.
He picked a really good team to beat another really good team.
Well, on the road.
Crazy.
Yeah.
In the Lions' den.
That was one of my better ones.
Indoor.
Really.
So hop on with YouTube, Trev. Once again, Evan Bouchard goal tonight, plus 390 up at Coolbet. Stay cool, bet responsibly, whether it's the Thursday night or Broncos and Chargers. You can join me, Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. Show up there. The ponies are going. We'll have the Oilers and Bruins on as well. Should be a banner night. Or you can get on this action, Bruins and Oilers tonight as well. The full NHL, full NFL slate, and even the college football bowl games. I know you're heavy into bowl season, aren't you there, Will?
Can't get enough.
You and I want it. You guys stay on the phone all night long.
Yeah. You're right. Old school, old school actual telephones. And I just play with the... I play with the telephone cord the entire time.
James Madison in the Boca Raton Bowl yesterday, 27-17 over Western Kentucky. And
that was yesterday?
And the Running Reds of UNLV. UNLV taking care of Cal at 24-13 as well. So that's your bowl schedule. Looking at games, are there any tonight? I want to say, I know tomorrow there's a few.
New Orleans Bowl is tonight.
Tomorrow the playoffs get going too. Indiana, Curtis Rourke visiting Notre Dame. That's 8v5. Probably the biggest football game ever in the state of Indiana between those two at South Bend.
I don't think that's crazy.
That's huge. I am going to get popcorn for that one. That's going to be good. The Gasparilla Bowl as well tomorrow afternoon. The Gators of Florida taking on Tulane. And tomorrow at 10 a.m., it's Miami of Ohio taking on Jackson State. And tonight, 5 o'clock, Sam Houston and Georgia Southern in the New Orleans Bowl.
I'm more of a Miami of Florida fan myself.
You and Ionic. Yeah. That's the convicts over the Catholics, right? Yeah.
The U,
yeah. I got beef coming up as we will get through the second hour here for Corey the Butcher Neck Meats. That hurts as well on the way. Let's get to a sports update here. YouTube Trev's got you covered. This is the Nielsen Show. Lieutenant Eric Wil Fraser and YouTube Trev here on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
The Oilers continue their 5-game homestand tonight as they look to get back into the win column against the Boston Bruins. You can join Tom Gazzola for the GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows. Coverage starts at 6 o'clock right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Last night in the NHL, the Red Wings defeat the Flyers 6-4. Maple Leafs hang on to beat the Stars 5-3. Panthers all over the Wild 6-1 in that one. The Utah Hockey Club win a close one 3-2 over the Canucks, and the Ducks rally past the Jets 3-2 as well. NHL also saw 2 trades yesterday as the Rangers trade Capo Caco to the Kraken for defenseman Will Borgen, along with 3rd and 6th round picks in the 2025 draft. The Habs also acquire Alexander Carrier as they send Justin Barron the other way to Nashville. Nothing in the NBA last night, but there are 13 games that dot the association tonight, including the Raptors at home to take on the Brooklyn Nets at 5:30. And to finish things off, Week 16 in the NFL kicks off tonight when the 8-6 Chargers host the 9-5 Broncos for the last time of the year. You can join Lieutenant Eric at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge for the game, smoked brisket cheesesteaks on special, and your chance to win an NFL jersey. The sports update is brought to you by the fine folks at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki. Mitch was more excited for Paul vs. Tyson than Fury vs. Usyk.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as newborn 8-pound, 6-ounce Mitch Lewicki. You can picture grown-up Mitch, or teenage Mitch, or bearded Mitch, or whoever you want.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
I got a big shot off this stick of mine. I keep those lanes wide open all the time. Drysidle setting up shop, McDavid's flying. I'll hit the twine when I walk the line. As sure as new G is slick and Kane is tough. We're going all the way this year, enough is enough. And we can play 'em straight or we can play 'em rough. I'm feeling fine when I walk the line. You know I shoot that puck so very, very hard. The name on the back of my jersey says Bouchard. And we're gunning for first place, not a wild card. I'll hit the twine when I walk the line. Well, we're counting on our skill and not on luck. And it's gonna get real when they drop that puck. And we won't be done until we hoist the cup. I'll hit the twine when I walk the line.
7:38. It is the Nielson Show, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, streaming on the iHeart and TuneIn radio apps and as well on YouTube. Minus 21, minus 17 for a high today. Mainly cloudy skies as well. We got That Hurts coming up. And I got beef right now for Corey the Butcher and Acme Meats. Lieutenant Eric Wil Fraser, YouTube Trev with you. I know you've got beef, Will, and you've been getting this off your chest. We'll continue to get it off your chest in the third hour as well. But I got beef. Corey the Butcher and Acme Meats, he brought by he dropped me off a nice pack of meat and swag last week.
So how can you have beef?
What is this?
You're walking around with free meat. How could you possibly have...
Oh, I don't. I'm fine. Like, I'm just saying.
Like, you literally got beef.
I had beef, then he gave me some, and I ate it, and it was delicious. The beef jerky, Corey, was excellent. If you want to get some last-minute stuff, they got rubs, sauces, that type of thing, barbecue sauce, the whole bit, down at Acme Meats. Once again, it's in the Ritchie Block. Go see Corey. Tell him EST sent you. Eat fresh, eat local, eat Acme. 9570 76th Avenue. Once again, in that Ritchie area. Great little place. You can grab a coffee there as well. thought, go see Corey. And Corey, thanks for the swag. Got the shirts. The toques are great. I mean, the toques are unbelievable. It's a nice bright yellow. He's got that. His logo is all ground meat coming out of the hand grinder. It's kind of good there. So Corey the Butcher, go see him. Get some swag. Get some meat, and you'll have a happy holiday as well. 9570 76th Avenue. If you got any beef as well, text it in 780-218-9999 or in the nasty chat. Will, you chimed in on the fan zone about the state of boxing, but you do have a beef with this fight coming up in the sense that nobody cares about it.
Well, no, it's not that nobody cares. It's that North America doesn't care. Right? The rest of the world is tuned in.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah.
I follow this other sport as well. More of a niche thing, but we want to spend too much time on that.
No. You're exactly right. When did heavyweight boxing become soccer? Right? Like when?
But it's not. It's so violent.
Like, Trev, I appreciate that you and your generation are fans of the UFC. I just wish it didn't come at the expense of real sports. I'm sorry. That sounds harsher than I meant it to
that's
be.
fair. That's fair.
I like combat sport has been something that's been around for forever. And because of the UFC, we have this impression like it started in the 90s. And there is no history to it. It's just UFC fighters. And the truth of the matter is that boxing has been around for over 100 years. It will be around for more than 100 years. And the rest of the world is still incredibly interested in it. And the talent level has never been higher. But because of the UFC, because of mixed martial arts, it seems like our interest in it has dissipated, coming at the exact time that, and this is just my opinion, and come at me if you think I'm wrong, but coming at the exact same time that the talent level in the UFC has never been lower. The overall talent, in my opinion, in the UFC, it's vanilla.
And NBA numbers are tanking. I'm just saying for the North American sportscape.
It's true.
We talk about the big four, and all
but
that,
that's also just because the NFL continues to just suck up all the oxygen in the room,
for sure.
Right? But I just hope that if you are a fight fan, you prove it by watching good fights. And this is a great fight, and I have beef with you if you wake up Sunday and are kind of like, oh, that was happening.
This is a test.
You're not a fight fan.
Yeah.
If that's how this works, if you don't have plans on Saturday to watch this, you're not a fight fan, and don't call yourself one.
Big Maple says in the new year, Saudi Arabia will introduce the first ever main event fight judged entirely by an AI judge.
Okay.
Are you joking, Big Maple, or is this an actual?
If that's true, it can't come soon enough.
Yeah, and he also says, Fraser, you couldn't be more wrong about talent in the UFC right now.
Okay. That's fair.
Can we blame wrestling? Amish Man 19 inquires.
Can we blame wrestling?
Like real wrestling, or like the
no, because I feel like real wrestling is dying too. Like
Olympic style.
No. WWE.
Yeah, wrestling.
I feel like that's a sport that is slowly, like, as the internet becomes weirder and weirder, we're getting our fix. Right? Mm-hmm. We don't need the made up melodrama.
No, yeah, that's a rotary phone of the whole.
Right. Yeah. Like the Tyson Paul fight sort of proved that you don't need the WWE anymore for fixed fights. You can convince a significant portion of the populace that something that is clearly fake is real. And so you don't need the WWE anymore to get that. Social media will supply it to you.
Big Maple says, it is right. The AI, where does he say this here? Legit happening. AI judge.
Can't come soon enough. In fact, the sooner we can replace all officiating with computers, the happier I'll be.
For boxing, though. You aren't sports specific here, where you can say, okay, there's a bit of a human element that needs to be.
I grew up watching tennis, and the best advance that tennis has ever made is by going to digital line judges.
It's a non-contact sport, and I'm not trying to find an answer. I'm just walking through this to say, okay, how can it be a blanket situation here and a solvent for everything? But you have a ball, you have a line, and that's kind of your that's really all you need. Correct me if I'm wrong, right?
Yeah.
Like in tennis.
Yeah. Like if you're a baseball fan, make the case to me that the Pitchtron wouldn't be better at calling balls and strikes.
Yes, because you would have a zone, you would have a computer,
and it would be consistent.
But now a sport like hockey, where we were talking offsides the other night as well, and going across the blue line and doing all these things on a player, and players doing it, or penalties or such.
Well, to me, the linesman is the dumbest official on the ice. Not intelligence-wise, but reasons behind having them on there, because that seems to me like something that could have been solved with technology 15 years ago if we'd wanted it to. And so the reason we haven't is because we're traditionalists as sports fans, and we want it to look the same that it always has. It doesn't improve the sport, though, right? To make it look the same means you're going to continue to have the same problems. And those same problems slow the game down. The solution that they've used, which is video review, is a flawed system because you're still asking for a human being now in Toronto or New York or wherever the facility is to make a judgment call away from the play. Like you want to improve things, have two officials on the ice, and that's it. Right?
Yep.
The amount of times you see a play get knocked off or interfered with by an inadvertent official on the ice are one too many, right? As soon as you see it happen, you know it shouldn't be happening. And so anything you can do to bring that down, to me, improves your sport. And it has improved tennis. Unless you're a McEnroe Connors fan. If you tuned into tennis, once again, like some people do for boxing, for the drama, for the freak out, like
the romanticism.
Right. No, if you were sitting there, like if you're a NASCAR fan who tunes in for the crashes, if you're a tennis fan who tunes in for a John McEnroe losing his mind on an official, then you're going to hate it.
We like it. We do, as much as we say we hate it, we like it, yes.
We like it, but if you want to be able to say, I'm going to watch this and it's going to take 2.5 hours because that's how long it should take, then you should cheer the use of technology in your sport.
Great reaction to this, both in the Nest chat and the Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999. Big Maple, turns out they are training the AI judge for the Fury USIC 2, but results won't be used for the final outcome, just a demo, so I get that. Nash Osborne says, Will wants to replace all humans. And X-Ray J says, 100% Fraser judges have absolutely ruined professional boxing. Han Shorkoff says the talent in the UFC has never been higher. There aren't as many stars and big names, but true fans know that it's so high. And I'm not a true fan. I never was. But even I was more aware prior to, and that's kind of your point. If I'm not a fan, and I'm not trying to say I am, but shouldn't I be at least aware even if I'm not? And if I'm not, isn't that a problem? Yeah. And I get the true fans, and that's fine. But you're not really, you broke through the mainstream. Now you're kind of repairing that wall and hiding behind it in a sense.
And listen, if you are someone who considers yourself a sports fan, and today this discussion is going, I hadn't even heard about the Fury Usyk. Don't take it personally. Like
no.
It's
none
not,
of this should be taken.
It's not your job to go in search of this stuff. But I will say this. It might be a reflection of how siloed your social media has become. And so maybe if you're just hearing about this for the first time, examine like, who do you follow? What do you follow? What are you spending your time on? And is it actually improving your life as a sports fan? Like, are you enjoying your sports more by siloing yourself off, or are you finding it's becoming limiting? For me, I find that social media really starts to narrow my focus and makes me hate it more, right? Like as a hockey fan, I find that social media leaves me angry more than happy, right? That I walk away from it being either more frustrated,
that's the point,
more depressed, or whatever. And so if you're feeling those emotions,
why don't you go buy something to make yourself feel better?
Exactly. Like if you're feeling those emotions about something you feel like you should love, and you're also finding that you're not noticing other great sports stories happening around you, just examine what you're using to filter your world. And maybe your filters are too dense. Maybe you need to knock some of them down or get off of a Facebook or whatever, or just like subscribe to something that doesn't curate your feed. Yeah. Right? Like every website that you're on asks you, tell us what your favorite team is. Tell us where you live. And as soon as you open it up, that's all they're going to give you. It's not like they're going to be like, Oh, so you already know everything about hockey. So here, let me tell you about this sport that you've never heard
But even
about.
the algorithm is kind of, I mean,
Yeah.
I get some weird stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Weird
Right,
stuff
right.
that I don't.
But that's because you're a soccer fan.
I don't engage in like, well, that's, yeah, but it's not like it's a sport of like thruples and such. My uncle's Facebook account got hacked yesterday.
Sure
You should
did.
see the stuff on that wall.
Yeah, sure did.
No, I'm telling you, man. Yay to phrase
Just because someone that you loves, just
No,
because
no, no.
their Facebook got weird doesn't mean
This
they got
guy's
hacked,
weird.
man.
This guy's weird, but I'm just saying this was like, I was like, oh, okay then.
Bro, you've been hacked.
Like, no, it wasn't.
Right.
It wasn't like the I want a crypto stuff
Yeah,
either.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
like, anyways, I'll show you after the show. Krager says, yay to phrase for eliminating jobs for humans.
Yeah.
Guess it's time for AI sports talk hosts. Pretty simple switchover.
Yeah, sports is not supposed to be an employment opportunity.
No,
Right?
we're
like,
doing it.
Like
and
this is not something that like there. If you're in a recession, it's not like your government should be going, you know what we need is more jobs for officials. Like it shouldn't be a make work project.
I got beef. Will's got beef with officials. He wants full AI for everything.
Oh, the more the merrier.
Yeah. Corey the Butcher, Acme Meats. Check them out today. 9570 76th Avenue. Serving Edmonton for over 100 years. Family business. Love them. Love to support them. Let's get into that. Hurts right now as well for James H. Brown Injury Lawyers when accidents happen. Go to jameshbrown.com. I wanted to get to this and just going to Formula One. Liam Lawson.
What is that?
I know what you're doing here.
Yada.
I know what you're doing here. Red Bull, moving on from Sergio Perez yesterday, which everybody kind of saw coming.
Yeah.
But who replaces him? And it's Liam Lawson to Red Bull. He did the little reveal. He had the one racing suit on, from the other team, and then he unzipped it, and he had a Red Bull suit on, which I found rather entertaining. But he gets it over Yuki Tsunoda, and I'm going that hurts for Yuki Tsunoda because. Poor old Yuki Tsunoda. It always seems like he is kind of the fall guy. He got frisked when they went to Vegas.
I would never say
in the room.
poor.
Not financially poor.
No.
I'm talking, spiritually poor.
Yes. Yeah.
He's been a junior at Red Bull for 4 seasons. He tested for the car at the season-ending tests in Abu Dhabi.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, it was kind of claimed that it was a tight race, but Liam Lawson won it, pun intended. But Yuki Tsunoda. He's always the one kind of swearing on the radio. Something always happens to him during the race.
Yeah.
He's an entertaining fellow. But again, he kind of got stopped in Vegas. They pulled him aside like, who are you? Come to the room. We're going to... Why always him? And it's got to hurt. Again, this is a spot on a team. You could be racing with Max Verstappen. Nothing against Liam Lawson. And again, if it's a tight race, it's a tight race. Horner, here's some quotes. It was very, very tight between the two of them. I mean, Yuki is a very fast driver. He's got 3 or 4 seasons of experience now. He did a very good job in the tire test. But they went with Liam. The analytics, they say, are trending better for a guy that has less experience.
Sure.
And maybe they've seen less of him. So Liam Lawson gets seat 2 in the Red Bull team. Yuki Tsunoda, you'll have to wait. That hurts for Yuki. And
I'm glad that somebody's pulling for him.
Well, he's turning into like my Baker Mayfield. And I don't know if it's totally aligned, but he's kind of like the little engine now that could. And I don't have any affinity with teams or even, racers and their personalities. But if I kind of want to see somebody do well or maybe even beat out a heavyweight, it's going to be Yuki Tsunoda moving forward. I got a soft spot for the little guy.
So his dad didn't pay you to say that?
Look, I know. They're all like that. It's even hockey players. Let's come. Everybody's saying poor Zach Hyman. He got hit in the face by a puck. The same, he's not poor. He was never poor.
No,
and that's okay. But you can still feel bad that he got hit in the face by a puck.
Right. Yeah. When it comes to F1, though. We talked about this with teams making trades and the Oilers aren't. Like, there's a lot of shuffling of deck chairs going on in F1 right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you're not Max Verstappen, it really doesn't matter.
Well, and they say the C2 is a bit of a poisoned chalice. shall we say?
Okay.
Because and Perez almost cost. Well, he did cost them the constructors, but they are putting everything into Max, and then you over there, also finish second, and we'll give everything to the top boy here.
Yeah.
So it is a little tough, but I wish Joaquin Gage. We'll get his thoughts on that too. Probably. The season will be starting. They'll be doing the testing, but yeah, lots of teams getting position, lots of things changing over, as is now Formula One year to year. But yeah, poor little Yuki, that hurts.
Sure.
I'm just saying, within the situation, he's more better off than us, but why don't they get AI drivers? Hey, wouldn't that be something? The cars are just automated.
Something tells me that's already happening.
Really? You don't think it's human error here is for...
I think a lot of what's going on in there is probably aided by some AI.
It might be. Yeah. There might be a little of
like
that going on.
If you're looking at like the engineering is so policed within F1, within all of racing, it's so well policed that you would think like where you're going to get that extra edge is probably going to be in some sort of software.
Yeah, well, Matt at the Garrison says AI told Horner to take Liam Lawson.
Yeah.
Ronnie Oceanfront says, in my opinion, Max seems like a knob. Join the group here, Ronnie. That's kind of what everybody kind of thinks.
He's also one of the greatest drivers of all time.
That's like you got to be a knob.
Usually when you're
that's driving, baby, right? Like you got to be aggressive.
When you are taking your life literally into your hands every time you go out there, even for training, it can only be done by someone with some sort of a personality disorder, right? Like normal people.
Well, it's genius and madness.
No normal person races F1.
No, nor should they be. It's a very
because to even get there, to even
sport.
Just do karting,
that's
at a high
enough.
end. You're kind of like, well, this is crazy. Somebody's going to die out here.
Sure.
And then you drive long enough that you've literally seen friends die on the track while you were there. And so, something's broken in you when you keep doing it, right? Like something was never right to begin with, right? They are kind of sociopaths.
Yes, it takes a special kind.
Right? And so when people are like, that Max Verstappen just strikes me as a knob. Yeah, probably.
Ronnie Oceanfront asks, why isn't Matty Iwonic racing then? And maybe it was the calling that got away. He had two choices. Yes. Either be COO of an online sports radio station or Formula One racing. I mean, he chose what he chose.
Yeah.
Rip City Step. Great to have Will's never-ending sense of creeping dread coming for us all back for the holidays. Somebody says a little dose of existentialism for the holidays is all we need.
It's actually absurdism, but
sure.
But they're very similar.
Sure,
they're very similar. But I'm more of an Albert Camus fan myself. Yeah, not Sartre. Sartre's for the real bummers out there.
I still just will take a dose of. Ram Dass, if you will.
We can go there too.
We sure can.
Yeah. But for you philosophy majors or minors out there, like existentialism would be more about you trying to find purpose, even though it doesn't matter. Whereas absurdism tells you to almost enjoy it. Enjoy that it doesn't matter.
I think, what was it, the band Trooper? We're here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah, one of Albert Camus' favorites.
Sure. Sounds like Fraser's the one guy in the room that says, Skynet's going to be great for the human race. That comes in from the Wolf. Terminator 2 was on the other night. It's a hell of a film.
Yeah. No, the problem is that you've seen movies that portray it as Skynet when really what it is more like imagine if most of your problems were solved and you didn't have to do anything about it. Yeah, it will rob you of your agency and turn you into somebody who just stares at your phone.
Sounds like a utopia.
But it's kind of what it is already, right?
780-218-9999, Paris Jewelers inbox. Look, we got Oilers tickets tonight, Oilers and Bruins, given to us by Shanzi. We're doing a bit of an auction during the show. The money will go to Kids Sport. That's Shanzi's choice. Section 224, row 3, seats 1 and 2 for tonight. Oilers, Bruins. Kyle the Embalmer has the leading bid at 150. 150 is the bid right now. Let's kick that up. Let's get to 200.
Do I hear?
Do I? Yeah. Do I hear a 200?
Yeah, there you go. Do I
And
hear
I think that's
a 200?
Look, it's the big bad Boston Bruins in town tonight. It's Christmas season. You want to be there. So
200.
Text in 200. Come on, let's go. Cali and Bummer at 150 right now. Gonna get a 2. Yeah. 758. If you want to play trivia as well,
You're
coming
getting
up next.
better at this. You know what? You're finding your rhythm.
Look, a few more nips. And
yeah, that's right.
If you want to play trivia as well, coming up next, we got a GC for Mr. Mike's. I swear it's a Christmas carol, man. It sounds like one.
Listen.
I think it can be loosely used, right?
Yeah. That is what my caroling group will sing. Yeah.
Please flex it in.
Door to door.
We got the questions. Will's thought him up. If you want to play, you need 3 out of 5, and you're going to Mr. Mike's. Text in 780-218-99. Say, Trev, I want to play, and he'll pick one of you, and we'll be doing that next. Kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many on the way. Hour number 3. Fired up as well. Will's fired up about a particular topic in sports. Guess what it is? We'll have more on that at around 8:20. We'll get you set for the Oilers and Bruins with an orange and blue breakfast. Your Marmot Basin ski report on the way at 8:40. All ahead of the wrap at 8:50. Lots to come here on the Nielson Show, presented by Southport Chevrolet. Lieutenant Eric Wil Fraser and YouTube Trev here with a sports update for Clayburn Services here on Edmonton Sports Talk.
The Oilers continue their 5-game homestand tonight as they look to get back in the win column against the Boston Bruins. You can join Tom Gazzola for the GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows. Coverage starts at 6 o'clock right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Last night in the NHL, the Red Wings defeat the Flyers 6-4. Maple Leafs hang on to beat the Stars 5-3. Panthers all over the Wild 6-1. The Utah Hockey Club win a close one 3-2 over the Canucks, and the Ducks rally past the Jets 3-2 as well. The NHL also saw 2 trades yesterday as the Rangers trade Capo Caco to the Kraken for defenseman Will Borgen, along with 3rd and 6th round draft picks in the 2025 draft. The Abs also acquire Alexander Carrier as they send Justin Barron the other way to the Nashville Predators. Nothing in the NBA last night, but there are 13 games that dot the schedule in the association tonight, including the Raptors at home to take on the Brooklyn Nets at 5:30. And to finish things off in Week 16, and the NFL kicks off tonight when the 8-6 Chargers host the 9-5 Broncos. For the last time of the year, you can join Lieutenant Eric at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge for the game. Smoked brisket cheesesteaks on special and your chance to win an NFL jersey. Take your career to the next level with Clayburn Services. They're hiring all positions, including journeyman bricklayers and apprentices of all levels. Take advantage of their outstanding mentorship program and work with peace of mind knowing they are an industry leader in safety. Visit www.clayburnservices.com or make it easy and give Jeff a call at 780-910-6728.
What say you? Hey, nasty crew. We got the Nielson Show flu. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. What say you? Hey, nasty crew. My wife thinks I got better things to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're tuning in, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast when we fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind. 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate interest. Just Dusty and Eric and all of the bad cats like Brzezinski and Noodles. Captain can gauge it. Maybe it's fun but a Coolbet to make a little wager. We can't wait for the Monday mandate. Sharky's always on time. Tommy's always late.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Forget about the old place. Hey, we were number 1 in the text race. We don't miss all the commercial breaks, but we sure miss Nickelback today. We wanna hear some hot takes and we wanna hear Renee. Why not hold the neck up when I wanna kiss away? Beat us to tie a fire and remember that name. We love every goal song, but what about the games? Marimar, Rapaport, Dragger, Engineer. It ain't Christmas season, but they sound like reindeer. Button and my cousin and the tales of the North. All about a game in person, Dusty go forth. What say you? AM Nasty Crew. We got the Nielson Show flu. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it.
8:04, you are tuned into the Nielson Show, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, streaming on the iHeart and TuneIn radio apps and on YouTube. It is Lieutenant Eric and Wil Fraser in for Dustin Nielsen. He's off for Christmas. This is my final show before the break as well. Will will be in with I Want
my 2 right now. Why didn't you tell me what was going on?
Well, I thought that was by design. I thought you had the little,
this is crazy.
I
did get a haircut.
I like the little hangy.
Did get a haircut.
What are we waxing, by the way, for hour 3?
Jasper, I went, stopped in at
That's
the
your old barber, the old barber
Red
shop.
Pass barber shop.
The old barber pole there.
Unfortunately, my guys aren't back yet. Funny, when your house burns down, it's hard for you to maintain your employment. But
well, there are things, I'd say priorities of maybe cutting hair is the.
But Joey took care of me. Joey, who is a peach. He cuts hair, plays in 2 bands, and DJs throughout the week.
All at the Legion.
No, he does a lot of Athabee and some Dead Dog.
The Athabee.
Yeah, so if you're ever at the Athabee partying it up and it's Joey on the turntables.
Yeah. I love those
just
communal.
Go in and say, can you take a little off the top tomorrow?
Yeah, the communal washrooms at the Athabee. Best communal washrooms in Western Canada.
It's upsetting.
Hands down. YouTube Trev here as well with you today. Nielson Show presented by Southfort Chevrolet. Santa was in there yesterday, but it doesn't mean all the deals and everything. He didn't take them with him in his sack. You can go there today. You can get a lot of things. What is it here? I'm looking for the liner here. We got it.
You already
discounts.
said sack.
2025 Silverados, $199 bi-weekly. 2025 Silverado Custom with payments as low as $199 bi-weekly. See dealer for details. www.southfortchev.com. Check them out today. Great people down there in a very festive atmosphere when it comes to dealerships and that. So Southfort Chev, drive a little, save a lot out in Fort Saskatchewan. Coming to you live as well from Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen Studio. We'll get an orange and blue breakfast here coming up for GCL Diesel. Tom Gazzola has your pre- and post-game show tonight as well. Game tonight, what is it? A classic 7 o'clock puck drop? Is that kind of what we're looking at tonight here? Yeah?
That
so
is correct.
6 o'clock, Tom, you will be on the air here just following the Reed Wilkins show from 3 to 6. So it's a good stack of shows here throughout the day leading to puck drop tonight. And we'll have your Centric Casinos Pick'em. You'll have an opportunity to pick either Chargers or Broncos. Get in on a draw for a GC to Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. We will let you know what's going on up at the slopes at Marmot. Marmot Basin Ski Report coming up at around 8:40. We still got Fired Up from Gemco Fireplaces still to come as well. And look at this whopper. And he's going to text it in here, hopefully.
Oh.
But where is it? Don Ellis. You might know him from the EST Hangout this morning, 9 to 11. Won't be on today's, but he has been on that show in the past. Boys, I'll go $500 on those tickets for the game tonight.
$500.
We got a 5. We got a 5.
Do we hear 6?
When you say it like that, how could you resist? We got tickets tonight, Oilers and Bruins, section 224, row 3, seats 1 and 2. All the money's going to kids' sport. So it's for the kids. You're going to get to see a hockey game. Stop sitting on that wallet, crack it open. Don is right now. He's going $500 on those tickets tonight. Love you, Don. Text that puppy in. $500 is what the bid is at right now. All for kids' sport.
Which isn't to say that everyone else who bid isn't a beauty as well.
Everybody that plays along is great.
Yeah, everyone, we love you
And
all.
if you can't afford it, I understand as well. But if you can spare a little and you want to check out a great hockey game tonight, we got you covered. $500 right now for the pair.
I actually think it's going to be a really good hockey.
It should be. Yeah, why not? And again, it's like it's the season, right? Like the Oilers are cooking here Monday, whatever. But they've been playing some good hockey against some good teams.
Everyone loves a villain, and the Bruins have them.
Yes.
Like,
Marchand will be there.
Yeah,
you get to see Pasternak flying around.
Yep.
Joe Sacco, for crying out loud.
And Joe Sacco behind the bench.
Right? Yeah, that's kind of what you're paying. Kind of easy trivia right now. If you have 3 questions as well, normally I like them for the guest, which is Wil Fraser today. If you want any advice from him, questions for him about his life in general, text it in, 780-218-9999.
Existentialism, absurdism.
We will. I mean, that's...
Nihilism, which is your gateway into both of those things. But what you're trying to do is find purpose, not just live in the fact that there is none.
Or sports. Either or.
Right.
Because that fits into sports too. You can kind of, there is a...
Well, I think there's a lot of sports nihilists. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what I want you to be is a sport absurdist.
Absolutist.
Absurdist.
Who do we got on the line, Trev?
We have Ryan.
Ryan?
Ryan.
Brian?
Ryan.
Ryan.
Tryon?
Ryan.
Myron?
Yeah, we got Ryan on the line.
Myron. My buddy's dad's name is Brian with a Y.
Yeah.
And an O.
Yeah, my godfather's name was that. With an O.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Brian.
Brian. I always called him Byron because you read it and your mind goes. Ryan. Hello, Ryan.
How's it going?
Good. Yourself?
Not bad.
Have you played trivia before?
I have, and it was funny because YTT called me Brian that day.
I'm glad we got that covered now.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, well, we got it all on the level now,
We're making
Ryan.
strides. Making strides.
Yeah, yo.
So this is Myron.
No.
Sorry, Brian.
Sorry, Ryan, you'll be playing for a GC to Mr. Mike's this morning. Fiesta Fusion is still on. Patatas Bravas, the Fusion Feast platter, and the chili lime ribeye, plus featured drinks, plus $1 from every entree sold will help nourish a hungry child. So you're eating good and you're supporting good. It's a community association there at Mr. Mike's. Eat locally, enjoy casually. You know how it goes here, Ryan. You need 3 out of 5. We'll start the ticker after I read the first question. All questions provided by Wil Fraser. If you're good to go, we'll get going here.
Sound good?
Who do the Oilers play tonight?
Bruins.
Who has more points this season, Edmonton or Boston?
Edmonton.
Who leads the NHL in shots per game, Edmonton or Boston?
Edmonton.
Who leads the NHL in penalty minutes, Edmonton or Boston?
Well, I think Boston, but I think it's Edmonton.
Who is boxing's heavyweight champion in the world?
Heavyweight Boston? I have no
You got time here. The buzzer.
Answers your Alice gets a nipple erection.
Oh, is that dirty?
This is not just a dream, it's a wet dream of orgasmic proportions.
Oh, is that dirty?
Frustration sets in and the emotion goes out, and then you just start playing with yourself.
Oh, is that dirty?
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Sickeningly sweet. Oh.
Congratulations to Ryan. He
hit the first 3.
The final one, though, it was the Pims, right? Was that the?
Yeah. It is Boston.
It is Boston, and he got
And he
that.
changed
but
it. He
then
changed
thought
it.
it was Edmonton.
Yeah.
But we'll go with this. And I think he didn't have time to answer the boxing question. I do believe if he was listening to the first 2 hours, he would have probably.
I think he said Butterbean.
Made contact with that. Who is the guy? The cross-faced chicken wing. Who is that guy?
Cross-faced chicken wing.
Oh, somebody will get it here. Nasty chat 780-218-9999. Bob Backlund.
Bob Backlund.
Didn't he run for president one year or something like that? Bob Backlund.
You are blowing my mind right now. I think you're right. Sure, I'm not going to disagree with you. This sounds incredible.
Yeah, Bob Backlund here. Yeah. Mr. Bob Backlund, as they called him.
All right. As they called him.
Well, he was a champ.
Mister.
Ryan, don't call me Brian yet. Deaky Sparks chiming in. Once again, $500. Here is Don texting in. He's got the text official. Friend of the show, Kidsport is a great cause. Couldn't agree more, Don. $500. Once again, Oilers and Bruins, section 224,
Do I
row
hear
3,
6?
seat 1 and 2. Do we hear 6? Do we hear 7? Mm-hmm. Is that how you do it?
Yeah.
You said 6. Yeah, Bob Backlund. Thanks very much, Rob from the Grove. 780-218-9999 if you have any... Yeah, we're getting some weird wrestlers now texted in. I really opened a can on that one, did I not? 3 questions too many right now. Brought to you by Park Mazda, your dealer for life. Go see Mitch and the crew out in Sherwood Park. If you are looking for a vehicle, maybe a Mazda, once again, a great staff out there. Mitch runs a tight shop. ParkMazda.ca is where you can go and find them online as well. And a great interactive website. All the deals, new and used. ParkMazda.ca, your dealer for life. Boys, social medias, where we can find... Trev, let's start with you. You have a YouTube channel. You are on Twitter. You are on the Gram. Where else can people find... Have you got that Blue Sky account yet?
I do.
And how's it going?
I've got 20 followers.
Good for you.
Let's juice it up.
Thank
Are you getting involved? Are you mixing it up on all?
I have no
Blue Sky?
idea. My first and only, what do you call it? Tweet? Post, I guess?
Yeah, let's say post.
Post.
Bluey.
It has to be a post or Bluey. I like that.
yeah.
My first Bluey on Blue Sky was, how does this work? And that's all I've
And that's
posted.
all you've posted?
And people responded, well, you post, and it's kind of like Twitter. So I just...
people honestly responded to your question.
Yes.
See, that already makes it better than Twitter.
Yeah, I like that. That was nice. I didn't get chirped.
At no time did you have to question
I didn't lose my dignity.
all things.
Yes. So yeah, you can follow my Blue Sky at YouTube Trev.
Yeah.
My Twitter at YouTube _Trev.
Okay.
And Instagram, also at YouTube_Trev.
So, see what I told you? You were able to grab.
I am YouTube Trev.
You are
on
YouTube
Blue Sky.
Trev on Blue
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Will, or the YouTube as well. Tell us about the channel.
Yeah, and then I'm on the road to 6K subs. That's my goal for the end of the year. So if you could help me, that would be dope.
How can you not with that mustache?
Yeah, thank you. It's coming in pretty good right
visible.
now.
He's on the platform. That
No offense,
Yes, sir.
I watch your stuff, but on mute. I just watch it just for the stash.
Yeah, while you're
Hey,
working
that's
out.
cool.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Actually?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
nice.
It's warming up, really.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
Yeah,
There you go. Now he gets it.
Yeah, that's good. Go subscribe to the channel. Above average, one word.
Yeah, good
Thank
for you. Yeah.
Thanks, boys.
Yeah, since I was on last, all of a sudden I'm getting these notifications that people are following me on Blue Sky, so I had to post again.
You did not.
I did, yeah. I had to
Trev,
post.
can you?
I have one more post. On
Do you guys
Blue Sky.
interact? Are you following each other on
You
there?
probably shouldn't read it.
What's the bluey that he sent?
Because it's a downer.
Oh, well, that would go off the beaten path that we're... I think, where's it, Baggio? I think we need a dose of Will at least 2 times a month. Brilliant combination of sanity and chaos in a topsy-turvy world we live in.
That's right.
It's very well put, Baggio.
I appreciate that you understand that this ain't normal or real. Yeah.
Trev, if you can find whatever bluey that he had lately,
that's my
feel
bluey.
free to read it to us
Wil
here.
Fraser, is that what you're
Yeah, but and where else can people? I mean, you are on
that's
Twitter.
I blew myself.
I blew myself. I had the video when he was the maid.
Yeah.
And he jumps off the story and he breaks his ankle through the coffee table. The analrapist.
Yeah. His line reads are some of
Those
the best.
business cards were something else. Okay, so that's it for you.
Method 1 acting. That's the one that always sticks out to me.
Carl Weathers.
No, when he goes to the methadone clinic because he thinks it's his method 1 acting juice. That's what it was. Method 1 acting juice. If you don't know what we're referencing, it's Arrested Development.
Great show, great program.
Yeah.
To which I don't think Destin's seen an episode.
No.
No,
he doesn't.
Damn it.
He watches Friends.
I know, but I
hours a
say
night.
stuff and I whoop and I just. T-Mac the Rugby guy says Will's Instagram is like a yearbook, but the only pictures are of LTE.
That's right.
Quite correct. You can follow Wil Fraser. It Wil Fraser 1260 on Instagram?
Yeah, it is still up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were my muse. Yeah.
It really is a back in time, and a photo of your 2 young boys who are now off at college, which I find.
Thank God people can't track them based on those photos anymore.
Well, it's amazing how time.
Yeah.
Dustin with the Y says, "You got yourself a stew there, baby." Carl,
that makes me happy.
do we got the bluey?
Yes, we do.
All right, give it to us.
Okay, this is, I like it actually a lot.
Yeah, well, this is only because all of a sudden it's
This
like
is your last-
this person is now following you. I'm like, just stop. Stop following me. Don't do it.
At Wil Fraser, this is his last post. If you're reading this, you have too much time on your hands. Make a better choice. Talk to someone face to face. Parasocial relationships are not real relationships.
Jeez.
I like it.
Yeah. Well, you probably shouldn't because
I did.
It's kind of the industry you are in is the
Hashtag.
parasocial one.
There is no hashtag.
Yeah.
Question number 1. Today is National Roast Suckling Pig Day. It comes...
That's called every day, isn't it?
Well, at the Fraser compound.
Yeah, the compound. Yeah. We've got a pig on the spit every day.
I didn't need to go here, but I decided to because a pig, it's a decadent feast.
Is this the Lieutenant Eric show or isn't it?
Yeah. Strap on your hard hats and turn on the little light, baby, because we're going to parts unknown. The last time I had a suckling pig, though, was at Yukon Jack's shuffleboard tournament, and I ate the nose.
Snout?
Not the snout. Not the whole snout.
Yeah.
I only had a piece. I didn't want the whole thing because I heard that's where the good stuff is.
The good stuff. I would not say that that's true. What was your experience?
I found out the hard way.
Yeah.
That it's not the case.
The cheeks, though, the cheek muscles.
The cheeks are where it's
good.
at.
Yeah.
But the question is, what's your favorite part of the hog? the pig? The if you're eating pork, if you're going down on a pork dish, is it the chops? Is it a nice
You're
ham?
tucking in
A honey ham?
Let's say if
you got somebody says, hey, I got pig for you, and you're like, this is great. What do you get? Now again, because you can even eat the ear, right? People eat the ear, the crisp.
Now, are we talking
crackling?
like off of an actual roasted pig? Or has it been? I can have it butchered however I want.
It is National Roast Suckling Pig Day, so I would prefer an answer off that.
Okay.
But if you want to also give me a 1B in how do you like to eat pork, bacon's probably going to be a strong answer, but maybe not for some. Please feel free.
Have you ever done like an actual like a crackling pork belly?
I've never done it myself. I've had.
You've had it.
Yeah.
So
pork belly's nice.
So pork belly is what they make the bacon out of. But if you don't get it cured, you can just get a slab of pork belly, and you can basically do this sort of like a vinegar process to really dry out the skin, and then you do this with oil. Doing it like Korean style, like crackling pork belly. Oh my God, there's nothing better.
I'm sure Corey the Butcher at Acme Meats could help you out with any of your pork needs during the holidays.
Corey the Butcher's agreeing with me right now. He's like, yeah, pork belly.
He knows exactly what you're laying down here.
Yeah.
But so off the pig, like off the suckling pig. Where are you going for first?
Pig.
Yeah, what part are you going to? The
Great
back,
question.
the cheek. The cheek, as you said, that's not bad. But you want like the what are we saying? What's the word I'm looking for? You don't want the not the gristle. Like I'm looking like you want a good fatty content to your right.
You want
like
a mix, You want a marbled,
mix.
Yeah, but you don't.
But you don't.
It's
that
not the
snout.
same.
The snout
not the
was
same
all
as cow, right? Like
no.
with cattle, you're looking for the part of the beast that's done the least amount of work.
Yeah, like the snout was too rubbery. Like it was all just kind of wet rubbery.
It would just
like
be cartilage and skin, man.
Cartilage. That's what I'm looking for. That was the word I was looking for.
That's.
And I think I had some snot.
Yeah, it would not be good.
It was not good. Don't eat the snout of the suckling pig.
Yeah,
But I've seen it done before. That's why I wanted to try it.
Yeah. No, honestly, we had just talked about it off of a suckling pig because you can never get it any other way. I would go for the cheek.
Okay. Trev, have you ever dined off a suckling pig before? And if you had the choice, where would you kind of go on the animal?
I have not. No, like it's something that's.
You strike me as a jowls man.
I don't know.
Because your dad's a butcher.
Yeah, he is.
He's a meat monger, as we said,
meat
right?
specialist.
Meat monger.
Yeah, he's a good old meat specialist there. Yeah, I don't know. Never had a suckling pig. I probably would go with the midsection somewhere in there. I don't know.
Well, are you
like
just,
what are you saying by cheek? Are you talking like on the face or the
right in here?
The butt cheek. Because maybe I'd go for the butt cheek.
Yeah.
I've never heard a piece of swine referred to.
What is it, the rump?
Yeah, that would be a rump.
The round rump.
Yeah.
Rump roast.
Yeah.
I'd probably take the butt cheek.
The rump. Yeah, the butt.
I'll go with the
pig's butt cheek.
The cheek on the other end.
Yeah. You're just a
Cheeky
sicko. You
side
just
of
want
things.
the hawk. Give me that thing's ankles.
I want the toenails. The foot. Yeah, no, the butt cheek. I'd go with that one.
I love it.
cheek.
Well,
Yeah.
that's not a bad answer.
No, that's
and I know
a
the
good chunk of
terminology is
meat.
a little. Yeah. So the cheek, the butt cheek, and I'd try the ear again. I like to be because what is that? Just a crisp? It's like a tortilla chip.
Right. Yeah, but usually you give that to a dog as a chew toy.
Is that
but
what it is?
Yeah.
Well, a jowl man, double A says.
Yep.
Big Maple says, Tommy, go right for that ass.
Me too.
Yeah, well, it's yay. You guys have to fight over that ass.
Yep, great minds think alike. It's mine.
It's a good thing there's two sides, hey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jimbo says, give me a knuckle.
Yeah.
Fergie's prostate, seriously, pork neck bones, oven roasted, are great finger food.
I believe it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of ways to slice a pig, apparently, right? Like and I like learning. I don't mind trying once. I'll never do the snout again.
Yeah, the more time you can spend figuring out how to cook pork, the better it's going to be for your wallet.
Okay.
There's not a lot of people that, like, unless it's cured, they're not into pork, right? Unless it's been smoked and packed full of nitrates, which are delicious. They're not really into pork because it can be it's tricky, right? If you cook it too much, you cook all the flavor out of it. So, yeah.
Looney Len says pork belly will make all the synapses in your brain fire at one time.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Gord Marchand says shoulder, smoked, pulled.
Mm-hmm. Little picnic shoulder. Yeah, that's right.
Rob from the Grove says, LT, they sell pork belly at Costco. I'm not allowed at Costco. I would know, and I don't want to know because I can't go there. Also, Jimbo says, my idiot dog eats pig ears, LTE. And yeah, no, but I just tried once. You've all tried dog food and cat food
Also,
once.
train your dog better. Don't call your dog an idiot.
Question number
It's
2.
just a bad training.
This is a bit. Dustin called the dog an idiot the other day, so Jimbo's kind of leaning into it.
Oh, okay.
Because he'll send pictures of his idiot dog and,
This is my
really
idiot
pisses
dog.
off Dusty. Question 2, and this came up kind of off air here. Your favorite Christmas dainty. And it goes on. Vera Montenegro's wife, Ginger, God bless her, God bless him. They're a great couple. Nasty couple through and through. But she brought in 2 boxes of dainties, to which Jason Milne said they'd go for at least $55 at a local at a local farmer's market type of fair.
I trust the glue guy on that, though.
He knows his stuff around the farmer's market. But she had ginger snaps, she had shortbread, she had a cake sprinkle type of cookie, and then all those little squares like a fudge and everything, gingerbread fudge.
If we're including cookies in the dainties, which you can.
I think you can. On a plate of dainties, cookies are involved.
I think you can. For me, it's shortbread.
Yeah. It's a 5-tool player, baby. You can have it with a cup of coffee. You can have it with tea.
It really is. When shortbread's done right, it is phenomenal.
Do you want anything on it? Sprinkles, a little gelatin, anything in the middle?
I don't care. And not in a dismissive way. I just think shortbread's so good. You can put something on it, and it's delicious. You can take stuff off, and it's just
quite right.
Yeah. Although at Christmas time, the old butter tart is pretty good too.
You like it? See, that's one thing I can't.
It's tricky. It's trickier than shortbread to get right.
I don't like peeling it off the aluminum. I find it's a little too much. I just want to grab and go. I love a ginger snap. My mom makes some ginger snaps, homemade ginger snaps. I don't mind. I don't mind those cinnamon twists.
Okay.
Braided.
Yeah.
It's almost like a shortbread, but a cinnamon twist thing. Trev, do you like more squares? Are you a cookie man, or are you taking this thing somewhere else?
I love cookies. Grandma's Christmas sugar cookies are really, really good.
Yeah, my mom makes the most phenomenal sugar cookie.
Yeah.
Ever since, those have been with me. It's a core memory. I just remember
the nephews and my kids just had their sugar cookie painting evening with grandma.
Nothing is better though than for me personally a Nanaimo bar.
I like a Nanaimo bar.
You know what? Only a young man can say that.
Well, look. You don't want like a full pan.
Yes,
that's
I do.
best in dainty form. You would go down.
You can still handle a Nanaimo
whole
bar,
thing.
A dainty, a square, a little smidgen.
It's too high test. It's just that's too like
too high test.
The
low test.
The sugar rush that you get off of a Nanaimo bar is just. Like it's an immediate.
It's almost like pork belly.
Yeah,
right?
Right?
You are firing on a different type of level there.
It's too much. No. When I was a kid, though, when I was your age, I could crush it. In my 20s, I would have eaten a whole plate.
I'd take it in a tube.
Yeah,
like the Nanaimo. Yeah, like a Nanaimo.
Give it to me in a ball.
Yeah, if you could drink the Nanaimo.
A blender, a drink out of it.
But now you're right though. I can only. I don't. It's like a shot.
Yeah, it's
like you drink a lot when you're young. You get old. You're like, I just need a little taste.
Yeah, you will have an Nanaimo bar hangover if you're not careful.
Enjoy it now.
Enjoy exactly.
Oh, so maybe I haven't hit that yet.
Do you drink black coffee yet?
Same thing.
Like I have. It depends on my mood.
But
I can.
But you drink.
But he likes a little French vanilla type of stuff.
Yeah, one cream, one sugar.
You'll hit a point in your life where you go to black coffee, and at that point, Nanaimo bar becomes too much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I believe it. I believe it. I don't
You'll
mind
love it.
just black coffee. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
A good cup.
Yeah.
Like it's
absolutely.
Good
cup of Joe.
You'll with that mustache, you'll be sipping single malt whiskeys, black coffee, and saying no thank you to the Nanaimo
lots
bar.
of wood.
Okay.
When there starts to be a little flecks of gray in that, in that mustache.
Yeah.
You'll be sitting there drinking your black cup of coffee, having some sort of a scone.
One hand on my
being
hip.
like, this is all I can handle now.
Just looking at the snow.
Yeah.
Closer than you think, my man.
Yeah.
Jason Milne chimes in. LTE, go for the toenails full of gelatin. Principal ingredient in candy corn. Huh? Remember, you were in for the candy corn
That's right.
episode there.
It's pretty much,
The pork gelatin.
Very similar. Yeah.
Shotsky Jerry says 40 Creek Nanaimo Bar liqueur. I think you've got Trev's attention now.
Yeah.
You're melding two worlds in which he's obsessed with.
Yeah. And
because I gave you that gingerbread liqueur yesterday.
That in your coffee. I guarantee that's
absolutely.
a delicious coffee.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh.
Did you try that gingerbread on the rocks?
I have not.
Last night?
I'm doing that tonight.
Let me know.
Yes, I will.
I'm very curious. Those peanut butter marshmallow squares. Oh my God, Surveyor Brett says. That too, though.
Yeah.
When I was younger, but now I don't need a lot of that.
Man.
It's too much. Too much.
Too much of a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dudley
And
said-
it is delicious.
Very delicious.
Yeah.
The color for marshmallows, I mean, you really don't use it.
But I
any
like
other
that.
time.
If I saw a dainty plate with those on it, I know I'm at a good party.
That's true. Yeah. You want a full mix. You want options.
Yeah.
Bronco Nick says pork cheek is called guanciale. Guanciale, I think it is.
All of them. Yeah.
You can get it at the Italian Center in the deli. Yes, you can. I think I've got it there before, in which I butchered the pronunciation. Pun intended. Question number 3. What is the one gift that you want to see under the tree this season, boys? What's the one thing you want? What's the one? Everybody, and you'll say, "Oh, you don't give me anything."
It's actually a real question. In that, because of the postal strike, I think there's probably a lot of people that are like,
"You want your visa statements?"
Oh man,
Yeah.
I sure do hope this shows up.
Yeah,
I sure do hope I get to put this under the tree. And so, with that as the idea, I have 3 pairs of powder pants for skiing powder pants.
Powder pants
that are in the mail currently.
Old powder pants, Willie,
for like powder skiing.
Yeah.
Like they're full.
It's a funny name.
And it is a funny.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous.
They couldn't have made something.
But like to call them ski pants, it's like
Yeah,
they're
you're
not
right.
ski
It's
pants.
childish too.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, I have 3 pairs of those that I hope are under the tree.
I ordered myself a little something that's sitting right now somewhere in Illinois, waiting to be accepted because it says
it's
due to
being
the
held.
postal strike. Blah, blah, blah. So I probably will never get this at all ever. Right?
Are you going to say what it is? Or
I can't.
You can't. Oh, is it for?
It's for a little something special.
Good
You'll
for
find
you.
out in the new year.
Is it a swing of some sort, or is there a reason why you're afraid to say it over the air?
It's all black.
Does it? Yeah. Does it involve a zippered mask of some sort?
My wife might be listening.
Yeah, my wife and the authorities might be listening.
Sure, that's. I just need it across the border.
Yeah,
that's all I need. Once it's across the border, I'm fine.
Yeah. Ironically, it's illegal in the state it's being held in.
That's from sweating. Trev, what do you really want under that tree Christmas morn when you're unwrapping the gifts?
Only one thing I asked for this year. Only one thing. Just one thing is all I want.
Peace
I
on
don't
earth.
really need it.
And you have asked for it.
Well, just people were bugging me like, we really need to get you. I'm like, I don't want anything. And then finally I gave it.
See, you didn't you didn't do the jerk thing that I've done from year to year where you just look at him and go, listen, if you truly love me, you'll know what I want.
Oh, that's tough.
good.
Well,
Yes.
we should know this before he says it.
Yeah.
I feel bad now.
Yeah, no, like as you know, I got a new place, but the only thing I'm missing is an air fryer. I want an air fryer. I want to cook some. It's just
Okay.
convenient. It's
All right.
convenient. I like making chicken wings in there. There's lots. It's very versatile.
Steak bites, baby. Steak bites. Oh, my God.
I mean, jalapeno poppers, you name it. Just appies, that kind of thing. I would like an air fryer. I don't know if I'm getting
air
it.
fryer been replaced, or did it replace pressure cookers? Because that was a big thing for a while there.
I think it
right?
replaced the pressure.
It replaced the pressure cooker?
I believe so.
Okay, so the pressure cooker didn't replace the air fryer as the gift of choice.
Is there is there a brand or particular model
Not a
that
clue.
you kind of have an eye on? You
Not
don't
a
care.
clue.
You
Just
wanted
give
to
me
fry food.
as long as it works. No,
because you have multiple.
You didn't go through the Canadian Tire physical
Nope.
flyer and
just get me
circle it with a
something.
Sharpie.
Give me just a standard. Yeah, I'm not picky. Just
But you
as
want
long
like
as it works. It
some
could
have-
be
some have
used.
2 drawers for you can have
See, I
multiple.
didn't know that. No,
Are you
I'll take
hoping for
one drawer.
like an actual like a Cuisinart, or are you okay if it's a Shark brand?
Ninja.
Yeah, no.
Ninja, yeah.
No, I'm pretty basic. I'm not looking for anything fancy. Just as long as it works and gets the job done, I'm satisfied.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well, you got to be. Some brands might, I don't know, like set the place on fire. Ask Eric
guess I
about
didn't
certain toasters.
Yes, James B. YTT air fryer is a game changer. I agree.
Okay.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
It is a game changer.
We have a toaster oven that has an air fryer feature. So it's
Yes.
it's kind of a poor man's air fryer, but it works for
I do my
fries.
pizza, leftover pizza. in there.
Fries.
It's really
It
good.
does work for
Crisps it up.
Yeah,
Leftover pizza.
You're right. It does a
It's not as wet.
fantastic job.
Not as wet. Okay, well, 8:32. We all know what we want under the tree. This is the Nielsen Show. Lieutenant Eric Wil Fraser and YouTube Trev. Let's get to a sports update. We got a lot to take care of in the final half hour. An orange and blue breakfast fired up for Gemco Fireplaces. We'll have a Marmot Basin ski report all ahead of the wrap here. Once again, $500. We're giving away Oilers tickets tonight. Oilers and Bruins, section 224, row 3, seats
We're not
1 and 2.
asking for $500. That's our top bid. We're taking bids.
It's an auction.
Yes. We're taking bids.
Can I get a...
Currently, the top bid is $500.
how do you say it? Can I get a...
Can I get a 600?
Can I get a 700? That's how the bidding process, right? 500 is what we're sitting at right now.
Yeah. There you go.
YouTube Trev's got a sports update. We'll be back after this. This is the Nielson Show, EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
The Oilers continue their 5-game homestand tonight as they look to get back into the win column against the Boston Bruins. You can join Tom Gazzola for the GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows. Coverage starts at 6 o'clock right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Last night in the NHL, the Red Wings defeat the Flyers 6-4. Maple Leafs hang on to beat the Stars 5-3. Panthers all over the Wild 6-1. The Utah Hockey Club win a close one 3-2 over the Canucks. And the Ducks rally past the Jets 3-2 is the score. The NHL also saw 2 trades yesterday as the Rangers trade Capo Caco to the Kraken for defenseman Will Borgen along with 3rd and 6th round picks in the 2025 draft. The Habs also acquire Alexander Carrier as they send Justin Barron the other way to the Nashville Predators. Nothing in the NBA last night, but there are 13 games that dot the schedule in the association tonight, including the Raptors at home to take on the Brooklyn Nets at 5:30. And to finish things off, Week 16 in the NFL kicks off tonight when the 8-6 Chargers host the 9-5 Broncos for the last time of the year. You can join Lieutenant Eric at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. For the game, smoked brisket, cheesesteaks on special, and your chance to win an NFL jersey. Boxing Week savings are coming to Sit and Sleep. Starting December 14th, all Canadian-made custom sofas, sectionals, and bedrooms will be on sale. Save up to 50% on select floor samples, 20% off home accents, and more. Plus, make no payments until 2026, interest-free. And make any purchase over $999 during the sale and receive free local white glove delivery with full setup and installation. Don't miss the massive Boxing Week furniture and mattress sales event starting December 14th at Sit and Sleep in South Common, next to Planet Fitness.
The Nielson Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
All right, 8:36 here on the Nielson Show, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Streaming on the iHeart TuneIn radio apps and on YouTube, of course. What are we looking at here? Hit the thumbs up. Give us a like. We will be changing. Oh, we're changing 200 in a matter of seconds here. 195. Love to see it. And if you are on YouTube this morning,
hit 200.
Yeah, here 200. Hit the sub button. Subscribe to the channel. You'll love it. You'll know everything that's going on with EST. Minus 21, minus 17 for a high today as well. Warming up as we inch our way closer to the weekend. Let's get into the Orange and Blue Breakfast right now for GCL Diesel. Of course, the GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows with Tommy Gazzola on tonight. Coverage starts at 6 here on EST. It is the Bruins and the Oilers. Once again, we are auctioning off a pair of tickets tonight, seats 1 and 2, row 3, section 224. The current bid sitting at $500 from Dawn. Can we get a 6? All the money's going to Kids Sport this morning, so enjoy the game tonight. Pair of tickets to that, and you know your money's going to a good cause as well here ahead of Christmas. GCL Diesel Orange and Blue Breakfast. Let's go through the lines here as we know them right now for the visiting Bruins. You got Pavel Zacha between Morgan Geekie and David Pastrnak. Elias Lindholm centering line 2. He is flanked by Brad Marchand and Charlie Coyle. Mark Kastelik, Justin Brazo, and Trent Frederick. And the fourth line features John Beecher, Mark McLaughlin, and Cole Koepke. Your defensive pairings for the visiting Bruins: Nikita Zadorov, Charlie McAvoy, Jordan Osterley.
Still picking up a paycheck. Good for him.
Love it. He's got to be getting some sort of colored stick here soon. Hey, Osterley and Carlo and Laurie and Peak. Rounding out the back end, and goaltenders for the Bruins, Swayman, Korpisalo. When it comes to the hometown Oilers, McDavid, as we saw them finishing up last time, McDavid between Draisaitl, Hyman. You had Nugent Hopkins centering Podkolzin and Kapanen, and you would think that Nugent Draisaitl maybe flip back to their original form. Janmark, Henrique, and Skinner, Ryan, Perry, and Brown on your fourth line. Your pairings: Ekholm, Bush, Nurse, Stetcher, Kulak, Emberson, and a goal. Pickard in goal tonight, Skinner. boys, thoughts on that quickly, I guess? Do you go with Calvin or run Stewart back?
Well, right now they have Stuart Skinner listed as the probable starter, but I guess we'll see, especially with Korpisalo as the probable starter at the other end of the ice. Maybe they switch it up.
Yeah.
Skinner did get lit up in his last game.
True.
But he's been playing good hockey. So,
yeah.
I mean, he's your starting goaltender. He's supposed to be your workhorse. There's no reason you shouldn't be putting him back in between the pipes.
Key to a victory tonight. And Trev, if you wanted to jump up in the rush on this one as well, but phrase what do you got for a key to the Oilers? Yeah,
Oilers
simple
power
as
play
that.
needs to continue to turn the corner after some early season woes and be productive. But if they can produce on the power play, this should be a easy win. And not that they're playing against an easy team, but they are playing against the most penalized team in the NHL.
Smurfy, $9.99.
They will take some penalties.
Yeah, Bruins third line going to beat up on the Oil. Does physicality at all concern you tonight? I know the traditional sense of the Bruins, which is still true to this day, and maybe not so much throughout the lineup, but I mean, we saw with the Panthers and the forechecking and everything such as that.
Right.
Anything such as that concern you, I guess, from an Edmonton point of view?
Let me preface this by saying it drives me crazy when Oiler fan complains about the officiating because I think for the most part the Oilers get their fair share of calls, but the officiating the last couple of games in Oilers games has been terrible. The amount of non-calls. So yes, physicality is a problem when the referees decide to put their whistles away.
Sure. What kind of game will it be? Hey?
Right. And so when the referees actually decide, and they'll do that against teams like Boston, right? The upper echelon teams, the Stanley Cup contenders, i.e. the Vegases and the Floridas, for whatever reason, they put the whistles away when it comes to those teams playing against the Oilers. But if the referees call a normal hockey game tonight, the physicality shouldn't be a problem.
Trev, what are your keys to win tonight? Is it as simple as just special teams there, or do you got something else cooking?
Yeah, no, I like the special teams. I think they have been, for the most part, they've been looking a lot better recently.
Way better.
Yeah, way better. So definitely if they can continue that trend, that would be huge against, as Will mentioned, the most penalized team in the league. Their offense hasn't been an issue. 7-1 over the Wild, 6-3 over the Golden Knights, 6-5. They lost, but 6-5 in the Panthers game there.
Yep.
So I'm not really concerned about the offense. I think that's going to continue to come, especially against the Bruins. I'd say a decent team. They've kind of been all over the place this season. So I'm not scared about the Oilers, scoring goals against the Bruins. It's more so just in their own end. And as we saw in the last game, they kind of beat themselves, I'd say. Not covering the man in the slot and just silly giveaways. So I'd hone in on just their defensive game. That's what I'd say.
I'm sure that this is some sort of Excel spreadsheet error currently right now. But if you go on to Sportsnet's preview of tonight's game and go through the stats line, currently on the injuries list, they have Hampus Lindholm on the IR with a lower body injury. The Oilers have Evander Kane on the IR with a hip injury, long term. And both teams have Regula on the injured reserve.
Oh, I love
with
this.
a knee injury.
This is an old Brady Stonehouse. Is who's the Blue Jay that played for the Red Sox this season, right? On the same
they
team.
currently both teams have Regula listed on the injured reserve.
Okay. yeah, Brian, you got to update the page there, buddy. No, I love that. And let's get into the Podium Physiotherapy Injury Report that, Will, you laid it out there perfectly. But
it's such a traumatic knee injury for Regula that he's listed on two teams.
Well, if you have a Regula-type knee pain from that nagging ACL, hip or shoulder pain slowing you down, back pain after long days of work, Podium Physiotherapy has got you covered. Whether it's a sports injury, post-op recovery, or the wear and tear of everyday life, the expert team is there to get you back on track. Podium Physiotherapy, NHL caliber treatment for the everyday individual. Book now at podiumphysiotherapy.com. You can go in there, get some work done, and say, that's what they... You feel like a pro when you're walking out, right? Because you're getting the work done by the same people who work on the pros. Podiumphysiotherapy.com. And as you mentioned, Will, outside of Regula, Kane, you got Lindholm for the Bruins, Kane for the Oilers, and Arvidsson as well, still firmly listed here. I don't think he's been removed from the IR as he's been skating around.
I heard speculated he could return today or... If not today, there's a really good
we
chance
could see him on
Saturday.
that top line too. So
sure, why not? I think you got to I say this loosely, but a couple more cupcake matchups coming up against the Sharks. And the Senators have been turning things on, but you like the Senators at home. I think during a Christmas season, you'd really like them to. And you've said this before too. The Stutzlas and everything kind of wilt in the. This is your Kachuk light in a sense, where this team really doesn't. They kind of cower in the shadow of the Oilers.
Yeah, I remember watching young Oilers teams go through the same sort of thing, where you had young guys who had kind of spent their teen years idolizing other guys like on the San Jose Sharks.
They trade jerseys after the game.
Yeah, and those teams would come to town and they'd spend the first 20 minutes just being spectators.
Yeah.
Right? Kind of just being like, I can't believe I get to share the ice with Joe Thornton. And I think a part of that happens with the Senators when they play the Oilers.
Yeah.
Is that they spend a good chunk of the game going, can you believe how good Draisaitl is? Like that. Like they seem to be more fans than competitors.
And it could be the case here again. And maybe that's where Arvidsson kind of gets more eased into the lineup. Maybe, I don't know if that Bruins team, but we'll keep an eye on Victor Arvidsson. Again, does he factor in tonight or not? But that's your podium physiotherapy injury report. GCL Diesel Orange and Blue Breakfast as well.
And I don't know if I'm speaking for the fan base. I'm only speaking for myself. YTT, you can tell me if I'm way off on this, but the wringing of hands about the physicality of the Oilers, I kind of just keep looking at Evander Kane's eventual return.
That's
eventual
been the right
return
answer
and
here,
kind of be like they will solve this.
That's the
by
answer.
the end of the season,
and that's when you need them.
Yeah, we've discussed on this. Like, there's really when this team wants to play physical, they can.
Yeah.
But I think their focus is not being, hey, let's be more physical than the other team.
The stats always seem to paint a different picture than the game that I watch.
Yeah.
Right? Like at the end of the game, they'll be out hit by double. And I'll be like, it didn't feel like that. Like,
and the hit metrics are always kind of
and it's
all over the place.
And it's not like I watch it and go like, wow, the Oilers are really imposing themselves physically, but I never feel like they're getting run out of a building.
No.
But the stats make it look like they were run out of the building that night.
Yeah.
I also think hits are usually a pretty good stand in for who has the puck.
That's what you're saying too.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
But I think too the physicality of the Panthers in terms of their forecheck and stuff like that. That is one of those things.
And what they get away with.
Sure.
Right? Like they're a veteran, highly skilled team that has led the NHL in penalty minutes, and you can tell that the referees are exhausted calling them for penalties. And so they've just decided, we're just not gonna.
Smitty the Welder says, I hate when you guys complain about the refs, but I'm going to do it. I don't think it's complaining so much as you're just drawing attention to the fact that that's what it is.
Yeah, like when
you mentioned certain teams are playing.
When I watched that Vegas game, when I watched that Florida game, it felt very much like the referees decided we're keeping the whistles in the pocket.
Yeah.
And
you got to accept that fact that's just the reality.
Sometimes when you have two hard-nosed teams going head-to-head, you're kind of like, good, let them just bloody it up out there.
Sure.
But the Oilers don't play that game. Right? The Oilers are a power play team. The Oilers go, we will punish you on the power play for playing us overly physically. And when referees decide, you know what, we're just not going to call anything, it affects their game plan.
Yeah.
And it causes fans to go, well, maybe we need to quote the late, great Pat Quinn, fight dirt with dirt.
Yes. Yeah. Don't sit there complaining. Just go out and do it.
Yeah.
780-218-9999 Paris Jewelers inbox. It is the Nielsen Show. Lieutenant Eric, Wil Fraser, YouTube Trev, coming to you live from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio. Let's get into Fired Up quickly for Gemco Fireplaces. Will, I think there was a topic of conversation that you were quite fired up about. But
I was, and now I'm getting over it because I was allowed to really vent.
Damn, we should have fired up earlier on in the show.
Exactly.
Gemco Fireplaces, proudly serving Edmonton area for 45 years.
My wife's going to be so happy because she's not going to have to hear me rant about it.
This is like going to the banya downstairs for 2 hours.
Exactly.
It's all out of your system.
The fact that Usyk Fury 2 is not the biggest story in sport right now drives me. I am fired up over this because it is the biggest story in sport.
Yes.
There is no better story than what is going on with Alexander Usyk. Like it is, if you were writing a script for the greatest underdog story of all time, it would be this one. And it's already happened. He has achieved unified champion, undefeated, beat a guy who was 8 feet tall and taking him too lightly. Right. The only thing that was wrong with that last fight is that the referees decided to intervene when a guy was about to be knocked out.
AI wouldn't have.
AI wouldn't have, actually. AI would have allowed... Well, except AI is not refereeing. AI is for the scoring, right?
We want them all.
Sure.
Tube Socks wants the big robot in the ring.
Right. I mean, you're
spitting out faxes.
You still need a referee in there
Stop the fight. Stop the fight.
To get in between and so that damage isn't done.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, in the last fight, the referee decided to do that right as Usyk was about to land a knockout blow and kind of saved Fury's career. If Fury gets knocked out by an Alexander Usyk, I don't know if this fight happens because I don't know if Fury can be convinced the way he's been convinced by his handlers that it was a different fight than the one that everyone saw. Like if you listen to the interviews from Tyson Fury right now, you can tell his handlers have been working on him psychologically for the last 3 months because he talks about how like I took his 10 best punches and he couldn't knock me out. Everyone who watched it knows that he was out on his feet. The only reason he didn't fall down is he's 8 feet tall and he kept falling into the ropes. That was the only thing holding him up, right? But they also know that Fury is, to put it as mildly as possible, psychologically delicate.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like he is already retired multiple times in his career because it's a scary thing to go into a ring. And it's hard to get yourself up for it. And the last time he was full of bluster, and he was full of bluster in the ring, and then he got caught. And he got caught by a guy. This is the other thing. Tyson Fury is a guy who's used to going into the ring knowing that he's better at boxing than the guy he's taking on. His entire career, except for his one Klitschko fight, he knew he was the better boxer, more crafty, more deft, able to avoid hits and deliver sneaky hits on his own part. Usyk is the first guy that he's gone head-to-head with that he knows staring across he's not better than. He is bigger than. He might be able to hit a harder shot and take a harder shot than him, but that's just genetics. When it comes to the actual sweet science, Usyk is the better boxer, and that scares the crap out of him too. So this is a really interesting rematch. And yes, if Usyk loses on the scorecards in a close fight, I will be one of those people going, that's a setup because they wanted a trilogy. Like that's a setup because the promoters wanted a trilogy out of it.
Jasmine did call it early on.
Yeah.
You're fired up. This is great. You're not as fired up as you were starting the show.
No, I'm not as angry that
we've taken you down a couple.
That no one is noticing that this is happening. But I am excited to talk about it because this is a fantastic fight. Like, here's the other thing to think about. This is what gives me hope that it won't be fixed, is that you just have a billionaire in Riyadh who's decided, I'm going to pay whatever it takes to see the best on best, right? Fury ducked Usyk for 3 years. He ducked this fight for didn't want on his record that Usyk beat him, that this guy who is shorter, smaller, from Ukraine.
That he stays forever. Yeah.
Exactly. He didn't want that. So he ducked him. He ducked him for a long time. And then a billionaire in Riyadh said, how much is it going to take? And just wrote a check.
Conor McGregor's getting back in too, eh?
Right? Like,
India or whatever.
And so the fact that there is just a guy who is paying the money, not because he wants an outcome, but because he wants a fight, that does give me a little bit hope that this might be above board.
Pat in the county says, love the visual of the Doctor Who robot saying, stop the fight, while one boxer is being pummeled. That's the reality I want to be in. But yeah, fired up. Will was fired up this morning. And once again, it's for Gemco Fireplaces. They've been serving the city for 45 years. Authorized dealer of Napoleon Fireplaces. Gas or wood burning. Look no further than Canadian-made Napoleon Fireplaces. All of the Napoleon products you need available at Gemco, 9281 50th Street. Let's get into the Marmot Basin Ski Report right now. I've got the report. It's right here from Brian, Vice President, Marmot Basin. Now, we don't have the music. Do you have any other bed you'd like to surprise me if you want?
I do know they've had
we can go in cold.
They've had some freshies over the week.
Well,
but did they get any freshies last night?
What's that? What's that?
Gritty funk.
Yeah, lay it on me, baby.
Okay, let's do it. It's pretty quick, though.
That's fine. This is the Marmot Basin Snow Report. Exciting day today today at Marmot Basin, they're opening the Knob Quad Chair.
Oh my God.
All lifts are now operating. The Knob area is for advanced skiers and snowboarders. Enjoy, and as always, ski and ride with care. Temperature, cold here in the city, but relatively balmy. -6 with a forecast high -4. Under a mix of sun and cloud. 5 centimeters of new snow over the past 2 days. Settled snowpack, 58 centimeters. A total of 120 for the season. You can visit skimarmot.com now for up-to-date conditions and for great details heading into the season. Half-price tickets and family package. So for whatever you feel like right now, check out Marmot Basin. Now we're on the now we're getting mean here.
This is the stank one. Give me that stank.
Yeah, I'll walk up the hill, thanks.
Yeah,
Don't need the chair. Like,
there's a race that takes place at Marmot every year that does that.
The walk up?
They skin up, ski down. They do like 2 or 3 laps.
Well, you need this music.
Yeah.
You can ski for half price every day with the Marmot Escape Card, $99 at skimarmot.com, or you get 4 lift tickets for the family for only $329 at skimarmot.com. A great deal for families and only available online. That is your Marmot Basin Snow Report.
Knob chair opens. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, the knob quad. All right.
Okay, so if you are a Marmot skier, but because of last season the conditions were not good,
okay,
even though their spring conditions were phenomenal, so you may not have had a chance to try the new knob chair. So anyone who's from this area and skied Marmot knows of the knob chair. It was this old double chair that the experience was just surviving it, right? Like it was so scary. The old chair, like it was creaky. The bars were like 80 pounds, like the guard bars, so everything always clanked, and it was terrifying to be on. But it got you to the upper part of the mountain.
It got you there, yeah.
And it is some of the best area to ski. Well, so they finally replaced it. They finally took down the old knob chair and replaced it. So the loading area is now lower, and it goes higher. It goes an extra, I want to say like an extra 100 meters. The amount of terrain that this new knob chair opens up it changes the mountain. It's a completely different skiing experience. So if you missed out last year on trying out the new knob, that is a reason alone to make the 3.5 hour drive out to Marmot Basin, because it'll change your entire opinion of that mountain. I guarantee it.
Spency 5 Cents was asking, what is a knob chair with the emoticon with the Mr. Peanut monocle? And I think that's answers the question, Spency 5 Cents.
Yeah,
we
so
love it.
The knob was literally a knob on the upper part of the mountain that you could only get to from this old, dilapidated, like 60-year-old chairlift that they finally replaced. So
we'll get it, and this guy gets up there. This is the report from Brian's great. We got boots on the ground, literally. So this is all you need.
Ski boots
Marmot.
on the ground.
Ski Marmot, powder pants.
With your powder pants on.
Powder pants on the knob chair.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Let's get in the wrap for William Huff. If you want your place to look as good as ours, visit the team. WilliamHuff.com, in business since 1952, so you know they're incredible at what they do. Boys, what did we learn on the show today? I learned that there's a fight. Just joking. No, Liam Lawson will be driver 2 for Red Bull. He just edged out Yuki Tsunoda, so the story goes. So that's kind of what I'm pulling away. Not too much breaking news on the show this morning, I don't think. I mean, we kind of win as is. I know what Trev wants for Christmas. I know we all learned what kind of part of the pig we like.
Mm-hmm. Cheek and butt cheek.
Cheek and butt.
Yeah.
We're all about the cheeks.
Tommy wants that ass.
Yes, he does.
You guys will fight. You can each have a cheek.
That'd be nice.
Num, 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 num.
Did you pull anything away again? You learned people love your idea of AI officiating, and
people's experience with the idea of AI is too informed by Terminator.
Yeah,
that's what I learned.
I also learned that it'll be Don Ellis going to the Oilers game tonight. We thank you, Sean Z, for providing these tickets. Oilers,
thank
Bruins
you, Don.
Yeah, 224 section, row 3, seats 1 and 2. $500 is the winning bid, and that goes to Kids Sports. So thank you to Don, and enjoy the game tonight. And thank you to Sean Z for making those tickets available.
Thanks, Sean Z.
The text of the day today, we're taking it back. 6:54 a.m. VR Montenegro. David Robinson was the actual admiral in charge of hunting the Red October. I can't even remember what that was tied into in the conversation at the time.
I can't remember either.
But the visual that it paints, I love it.
But now I've got Sean Connery doing the worst Russian accent ever done, and it slowly morphs into Scottish. Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Give me 2 pigs only.
I want to watch that again. And Trevor, you need to add
a young Alec Baldwin.
Star-studded cast.
Yeah.
Dirty Work. Watch Dirty Work over the holidays. Do yourself a favor.
A lot of things I need to watch. Dirty Work.
Add to the
What
list.
was the other one that he was supposed to watch? He probably hasn't watched it.
Lebowski, Dog Day Afternoon.
Dog Day After. I don't think we gave that as...
No,
What
Reed
was
and I
it?
were talking about that the other day.
It's...
Oh, man, now it's
come
lost.
on, you guys.
Oh, you're right. We did have a big one, eh?
Yeah.
It was change your life.
Shoot.
Who was in it even? Maybe I forget.
Shoot.
Right.
What's this one? Dirty
Work.
Dirty Work.
You'll like that.
It's a great ride from start to finish, and it's early Chris Farley when he stole every scene he was in. He was in this. He was in Wayne's World as the security guy.
The nose.
Snatch.
Telling them where to...
Snatch.
Oh, yes. That's exactly...
Before Dirty Work.
Yeah.
Rob from the
Please put
Grove.
that
Dags.
on. Yeah.
You like Dags?
Vinnie Jones.
Yeah.
3 of them. I got them down.
Man.
How have you not watched Snatch yet?
I know.
I brought that up to my wife when I got home that day, and she's like, we need to watch Snatch tonight.
Johnny Alberta says The Hunt for Red October is a movie I can't turn off.
Yeah, I get it.
I also like K-19 The Widowmaker.
Do you?
Yeah.
That one's that's less fun.
I know, but it's on a cold
Who would
winter
have
day.
thought The Widowmaker wouldn't be a barrel of laughs?
That's what I was expecting for sure. That does it. I want to thank Wil Fraser. He'll be in tomorrow with Matthew Iwanek. Enjoy your Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year, all that jazz. Want to thank Wayne Sports Cards and the Crack Pack, providing the Advent calendar all season long here. The Fan Zone for Fans First.
Fan Zone.
If you're looking for some tickets tonight, Oilers Bruins, check them out. Fansfirst.ca. Buy fans for fans, no fees. Bruce Boudreau was our guest of the day.
He sure was.
Yeah, he never disappoints. And we found out how he does his Christmas shopping, which was rather nice.
Gas stations on Christmas Eve.
Coolbet, if you want some action on the Oilers Bruins tonight, plus the Thursday Nighter, which we'll get to right now, Central Casino Pick'em. If you like the Chargers tonight, text in Chargers, 780-218-9999. If you like the Broncos, text in 780-218-9999, and you'll be picked for a GC to Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. I got beef for Corey the Butcher and Acme Meats.
And if you are still shopping out there, just remember, unless like 10% of the proceeds go to charity or whatever, just give cash. No more gift cards.
Some places don't take cash, though. Oh, giving cash. Yeah,
just give cash, not gift cards.
That hurts for James H. Brown Injury Lawyers. They are in the giving spirit around Edmonton. Want to thank Ryan. He's off to Mr. Mike's. He captures the kind of easy trivia today. Chiron?
I feel like this is Step Brothers.
Yeah, we've gone a little...
I think I can handle the...
Shark jumped. Orange and Blue Breakfast for GCL Diesel. Fired up for Gemco Fireplaces. We want to thank Brian for the Marmot Basin Snow Report and the wrap from William Huff. That does it. Have a great Christmas. Happy New Year, all that jazz. The Hangout's coming up next. It's Matthew Iwanek and a collection of people. Stay tuned to EST throughout the day. If you're on YouTube, we'll just automatically get you over there. And Tom Gazzola has your pregame show tonight, GCL Diesel pregame show starting at 6. I love you.